You guys know Gabe the dog, right? Well, he died just recently. Rest in tranquility, sweet puppers. Your borks will forever echo in our hearts. I wish his family the best. It's always heartbreaking to hear when people lose their pets. All animals want is love and happy, and it's just so sad because you feel for the people who took such great care of them and loved them, and they had an unbreakable bond, and I'm an animal lover. I can't help myself. Alright, calm down. I'm trying to record. Stop. You're messing up the recording. Calm down! When I heard the sad news about Gabe, it reminded me of my old childhood dogs, and I thought I could tell you some stories because they're a bit insane. I'm surprised I haven't told them sooner, to be honest. I had 2 dogs growing up. The first one was a Shetland sheepdog, Keisha. Quick fact, growing up, I didn't know what the breed was called, so I just said Keisha dog, and that's what I still call them to this day. I don't have too many memories of Keisha because my parents got her before I was born, and I was too young to remember very much from the few years we coexisted, but my mom and dad have told me stories of us, including the one I'm about to share with you. Setting the timeline here, I was really young, 3 years old. I don't have memory of this, but my parents have told me about it many times. So my mom and dad decided that we should all take a nice walk around the neighborhood with Keisha. I was apparently very excited about this and was wanting to go out right at that moment. They told me to slow my roll and wait a bit because they needed to get ready, and we would go out later. But Jaiden thought, nah, I'm going now. So I took Keisha and left the house on my own without telling my parents I was leaving. There was now an unsupervised 3-year-old wandering down the street, walking a dog. I can't even imagine what that could have looked like. I don't know how far down the road I got, but by some crazy coincidence, a police cruiser just so happened to be driving by and spotted me. As it started approaching, I guess I was like, shoot, they're after me! Abort! Abort! And before they could ask me any questions, I start booking it back to the house. It was around that time my parents realized I left and were getting ready to go out and find me, and they come out to the front to see their frickin' child, dog leash in hand, hightailing it from this police cruiser that's following me down the neighborhood. Everything was fine. I was fine. The dog was fine. But now you know about the one time I was chased by the police. Keisha was a great dog, as I was told. She was gentle with me as a baby and was like my own fluffy bodyguard / babysitter. But she passed away before I was old enough to really remember her. I've always loved animals my entire life and would beg my parents to let us get another dog. Years and years of nagging and just, please, Mom, I promise I'll take good care of it, and I'll feed it, and I'll water it, and give it sunshine, and everything a dog needs to grow into a big, strong doggo, please! And on my 7th birthday, my dad went behind my mom's back and got me a dog without telling her. Now, okay, we went to look at dogs before as a group, but it was never an official decision we'd get one. So here's the story of when we got our new dog. My dad went to the place to pick him up. We got him from a dog rescue, which is a recommended place to get animals because you save a life and all that. Try to look into rescues and adoptions over breeders, just a tip I thought I'd just mention. And when he was holding the dog, getting ready to take him home, the dog started peeing on him. Obviously, my dad didn't want that, so he tried to hold him away from his body, but that made the dog nervous, and he turned around and bit my dad's hand. Not wanting to drop the dog on the floor, he tried to shift him over to the other hand, but he bit that one too! My dad came home with pee on his shirt, 2 bleeding thumbs, and a dog. I named him Scruffy. Scruffy was a weird little dog. Havanese breed, if you're wondering. He hated my dad and loved my mom, who was, ironically, the only one who didn't want him. He would follow her everywhere, and when she was at work, he'd sit in the living room and do nothing but wait for her to get back. We always joked that he was just a cat in a dog's body. Come here, Scruffy! Come here! Come here, Scruffy! But we loved him anyway. My mom gave him haircuts to make it look like he had a mohawk. So back to stories. Every morning our mom would drop us off at our elementary school down the street, and Scruffy would ride in the car too. He'd sit in the back with us and stick his head out the window, but one day he just jumped out. He freaking jumped out the window of a moving car. We weren't driving fast, mind you, because we weren't on the main road yet, but friggin' heck it, Scruffy, you can't just jump out moving cars whenever you want. He ran into the desert because he was freaked out, and we lost track of him. Of course, my brother and I still had to go to school, but I was pretty messed up for the rest of the day. And by the time I got home, he still wasn't found. This was in summer, too. A little black dog in the Arizona sun without water isn't a good combination. And he definitely wouldn't survive a night with all the coyotes around. He'd be like a little Happy Meal to him. We drove around looking for him for a long time. I was leaning out the window calling his name. And no, I didn't jump out and run away too. We didn't need 2 family members jumping out of car windows that day, you know what I'm saying? After searching and searching for so long, we were actually starting to lose hope. But we finally found him! Scruffy! time for a bath! Finding Scruffy again was the biggest rush of relief I've ever experienced in my life. Want to hear about the second time he ran away? This was several years later. We were driving back from visiting my aunt in Tahoe, as I mentioned we do in a previous video. But it wasn't just my mom, dad, brother, and Scruffy with us. My dad's dad was with us too. We call him Opa. He's this old retired 4'11" horse jockey to give you an image of what he looks like. So we were driving in the middle of the desert on our way home, and we decided to stop at a gas station. My mom and I had to go to the bathroom, so she gave Scruffy to Opa and told him to let him go to the bathroom while we went to the bathroom. He was on a leash, so nothing could have gone wrong, right? Right? Yeah, of course not. While we were in the stall, I was still young enough to go in the same restroom stall as my mom, okay? Opa busts in and yells for my mom. There were a few other women in the bathroom too, so they were a bit startled to see this tiny old man come in and start making a ruckus. Yeah? And she sees Opa holding the leash with no dog on the end. Oh, great! Pull up your pants, we're going on a run! Since it was all mostly flat open desert, we were able to see Scruffy still booking it down the side of the road. And since it was a tiny middle of nowhere gas station, the few people that were there were all chasing after him too. Everyone was screaming at each other, "Get the dog! Get the dog!" and running around. Ugh, what a disaster. The thing is, even though Scruffy was a small dog with tiny legs, he could run. Those things can friggin' run. And when he started running, you couldn't stop him. It was like tunnel vision. Need to run, need to run, need to run. Where am I going? I don't know. If I just run, I'll get there. You could try to yell his name. It wasn't like he was gonna listen. He hardly did that anyway. So how'd we catch him? Driving down the road towards us was a white van. They saw that there was a herd of people chasing this tiny dog down the road. So they turned sideways, opened their big van car doors. You know, the kind I'm talking about, the ones that they slide. And Scruffy just jumped in. What? Scruffy, hasn't anyone taught you not to jump into white vans with strangers? They didn't even have to offer you dog treats to get you in there. And I could try to lie to you and say they closed the door and drove off with a free dog, but they didn't. They gave him back to us. But think about how easily they could have. Oh, thanks for catching our dog. We could have never caught up to him. I don't think you would have forgiven me if I tried to pull off that ending. And that was runaway attempt number 2. He loved us, I promise. Scruffy was a great dog, too. And even though it might not seem like it because I only talked about him trying to run away from us, he was glad to be part of our family, and we all loved him. If you have an animal, make sure you give him a good pat on the head and tell him you love him. Even if it's a snake. Yeah, snakes want love, too. It's sad to hear when animals die. Scruffy dying was the first time I ever had to experience death, and I was really heartbroken when he wasn't with us anymore. But just knowing we gave him a good life and he was a happy little dog helped me feel better. Make sure you give your animal the best life you can while they're still around. All animals deserve to be loved and cared for properly. They aren't your possession, they're a friend and a family member. Give them the right care, the right food, the right toys, the right amount of attention, everything. And make sure you do research beforehand to know exactly what it takes to make sure they're happy and healthy. Too many people impulse buy animals, and the poor thing doesn't end up being treated for correctly. Research and then love. That's the steps. Rest in peace, Gabe. Keep on borkin', little pal. Hey everyone! So I've been in college for a while now, and I'm really enjoying it actually. I've met some great people and made some really awesome friends. Anyway, so everything's been going good, but knowing me, I've had my share of stupid disasters. I had this class, Intro to Computer Model Design. We typically just had weekly projects in Photoshop, Illustrator, a few other programs. The schedule was normally every Thursday we would have to go to the classroom at 6 p.m. and turn in our assignment from that week. Now I've heard from other students that the professor is actually really strict on the turn-in window. You have 10 minutes after 6 p.m. to turn it in, and that's it. Got there at 6:11? Tough luck, buddy, you're late. Go get your life together. No mercy. I got my project done a few days early, trying to be all good and stuff. Dang, look how on top of things I am. Yeah. All I had to do was print it out. The printing lab is close to the classroom, so I figured I'd just go before I turned in my assignment, print it out, and save myself the extra trip. I have a friend down the hall that also had the class, and she asked if she could use my computer to do her project since she didn't have Photoshop. It wasn't a problem for me, so she came in around 3 p.m. on the Thursday, giving her a good 3-hour window to complete the assignment, which at the time we thought was reasonable. So we were hanging out, she was working on the project, I decided to use the time to organize my papers and stuff. Wow, Jaiden, so productive! I know, I'm basically a full-on adult now, using my time wisely and crap. All of a sudden, we look over at the time, and it's freaking 5:45. Now, the building the class is in is already a good 5-minute walk away. I still had to get my thing printed. My friend wasn't even done. Panic! We started rushing around in just blind confusion of what to even do with ourselves. She had to cut it short and leave some things out just to have something to turn in, and we both ran out to get to the printing lab. We were almost out of the building when I realized I forgot to grab the title paper, which is something that you had to staple to the assignment. I told her not to wait for me, and I ran back to the room to grab it. Except I reorganized everything, and I didn't know where I put it. Pause. Don't you hate that? We've all been there. You decide to be good and use your time to reorganize and be productive. Wow, look how great I am making wise decisions. My parents are raising such a great little angel child. Oh wait, where did I put that one thing that was always laying right next to the water bottle? I don't know where it is anymore because everything was always in the same mess, but I still knew where things were. And now that it's all clean, I don't know where I put it. Yeah, that just happened. I just tore everything open to find the freaking little title paper. I ended up just making everything more unorganized and messy than when I started, so that's negative productivity right there. I finally found the stupid paper, and at that moment, my neighbor actually stopped by to say hi. I was so late at that point, all I could say was, "Hi, can't talk, super late, close my door, okay, bye!" I never thought I would get to the point in my life that I was so late I couldn't even close a door. I'm impressed even with myself. As I was running out, I got a quick glance at the time. 6 p.m. Shit! I full on just sprinted to the building. In my head, I'm just thinking, there's absolutely no way I can make it. Literally no possible way. Oh my god. Oh my god. I should be going to the gym. I burst into the printing lab and smashed my flash drive into the computer. My friend was also there, but she was having computer file issues. Great. Everyone's getting screwed over today. I got my thing printed and stole one more time check. 6:10. Jesus, Sonic mode freaking engage! I ran into the lecture room. I was sweaty, my lungs hurt, my legs hurt, everything hurt. I was going through mental shock. The teacher looked up and said, "Turning in your project?" Yeah, I nodded. Run. Okay. I actually managed to get the assignment turned in on time. Oh my god, that was a rush. I walked out and sat down on a little bench. I was still freaking hyped up on adrenaline and stress and emotional trauma. At that point, I didn't even know if my friend was able to turn in her project because she was still trying to print things as I left. Turns out, she actually was able to get it done, but she got some hardcore death glares from the teacher for being 26 seconds late. So yeah, I'd say college is going pretty well. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I know it's been a while since I uploaded again. Don't forget to follow me on my social medias if you want to see my stupid jokes and updates and stuff. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, blah blah blah, all that outro stuff. Also, I have a little surprise. A few of my friends wanted to say hi to you all real quick, so I'm gonna introduce them to you. They're all super awesome and I love them. Anyway, again, thanks for watching and I'll see you all later. Bye!
Hi, my name is Adam, and I met Jaiden last semester while at college. Since then, we've been hanging out every day, and she's become one of my best friends. I hope you guys like this video, and I'm glad I got to say hi to you. Bye!
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm friends with Jaiden, and I was also the person who ran with her to the class because we were late. Thanks for watching.
Yo, it's Brian. I stick forks in trees. Jaiden and I are BFFs. Out.
Hi, I'm Jerry. I go to school with Jaiden for musical theater, and Jaiden is like the Asian sister I never had. Hope you guys like the video. See ya.
Hey, I'm Gwen. I live next door to Jaiden. She lets me steal her forks and sit in her beanbag chair. Also, John sucks. Hope you guys like the video. Bye.
Hey fellas, I'm John. I'm in the piano performance program. Jaiden is probably my favorite girl, second only to my terrible girlfriend Gwen. Goodbye.
Hey, I'm Mitchell. I'm an architecture major. I mainly hang out in Jaiden's room just because of her big beanbag and her dope tapestries. But she's pretty tight. Bye. Bye.
Hi, I'm Ben. I met Jaiden the first semester. Mainly, I just bully her and steal her food, but yeah, she's aight.
Hey, I'm Riss. I'm Jaiden's neighbor, and I like to steal her spoons because we never have any. Yeah. Thanks, Jaiden.
Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm an architecture major, and I met Jaiden the first semester. I used to hang out in her room until she kicked me out because I sit in her chair too much. Okay, bye.
Hi, I'm Latavia, and I'm Jaiden's roommate, and Jaiden's pretty awesome. So, thanks for watching Jaiden Animation.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm a fashion major. I met Jaiden way back. She's pretty cool. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Matt. I am a architect major. See, I met Jaiden by wandering up to the 4th floor and seeing an open door and just walking in. It's good
You
enough.
have to say bye.
Goodbye.
Hey, it's me, Chris. Hey. Alright, bye. I gotta go.
Hey, just wanted to mention you can buy our new Jaiden anime figure bundle on jaidenanimations.com. Cool, thank you. Game shows. People's favorite way to fantasize about how to win a lot of money and look really cool in front of the entire country. Everyone is sat down in front of a good old Deal or No Deal and watched the middle-aged white people pick the obvious wrong cases while Howie Mandel just smiles. And if you were on that show, you could do so much better because lucky case number 24 has never let you down. Well, today I'm gonna live that fantasy and prove how easy it is to actually win money on game shows. With my friends Jordan and Kelsey, we're gonna simulate 3 of America's favorite game shows and see how much money we can collectively win. Let's see how hypothetically rich we could have gotten. The first game we tried was Family Feud. 90% of you guys know Family Feud, and I see you, but for the ones who don't, the show asks 100 random people survey questions, and you have to guess what their most common answers are to get points. I thought this was gonna be easy. Steve Harvey sets you up with a dirty question, you scream naked grandma, and then they give you money. But the moment this poser of a host walked out, I knew I was out of my element.
Ari Tofu family up against the Ari Tofus. Let's play family.
That's not Steve Harvey. The game lets you build your family, and I was just gonna make me and my 2 birds, Ari and Tofu, and randomize the last 2 members. Looking back, I probably should have just made Jordan and Kelsey because they were right there. But somehow the game randomized to Walter White, so we just kind of went with it. You can see them, like, the stretching.
Walter White!
That's Walter White! It's really him!
That's good.
Look,
That's
it's so good. The prompt we were given first was, name a president whose face appears on money, to which we buzzed in Lincoln, and the opposing family, the Hortons, answered Roosevelt. And America must have been thinking the same thing I was, which was, wait, Roosevelt is on money? Because we got the higher score and got to keep guessing more answers. We very confidently punched in Washington, which was first, and then realized we didn't have any more guesses. Obama? After 3 strikes of wrong answers, the Hortons buzzed Hamilton, which is stupid because Alexander Hamilton wasn't even a president to begin with. Everyone who experienced 2015 knows that.
Does that mean they steal all the points?
No.
If
Hamilton.
They get it. When, like, the Alexander.
It's time for you to score some points.
If I know something, Hamilton is not a president.
Like the Graham Bell. Alexander Graham Bell. No.
They took all the points. BS. Name a president. Alexander Hamilton. Ding, 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 ding. Here's all the points. America is so dense and uneducated, they are literally pumping wrong answers into Family Feud, and I am suffering because of it. Name a fruit. Hot dog. Going into round 2, we were down just a bit at 0 points to 96, but we swept the next prompt. Something that helps a baby go to sleep. Milk. Round 3, hit the fan again. Something you might lose as you get older. We were on a roll with hair, teeth, memory, hearing, and memory. We got a strike because I said parents, and even though that's literally 100% correct, guaranteed, it wasn't on there. There was 1 answer left we needed to figure out, and we came up with vision, which we were very confident in, but received another strike. flabbergasted. How is hearing on there but not vision? We threw out a half-assed walking, got our last strike, and it was given to the Hortons. Strangely enough, they ended up passing. Guess they couldn't think of anything. But you know what the answer was revealed to be? Eyesight. America is so lucky the Hortons passed on answering, because if they answered eyesight and took all our points again after we said vision, it would have started my villain arc. With a strong point lead of 224 to 96, we are now entering a double points round. What's something people alphabetize? Names. Soup. 4 Americans thought they were being funny in the Family Feud surveys, and I am yet again suffering because of it. So the Hortons can play, but they end up passing again for some reason. That family only alphabetizes soup. We tried music, children, we ran out of ideas and just said soup again. Nothing was right. The answers ended up being address book, files, recipes, lists, and spices. Which spices I beg to differ. There's no way the typical American has curry powder and garam masala in the front. They have salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and everything gets shoved in the back until they die. So now we were on the last round, which was fast money. They give you one last prompt with one answer, and if you guess it, you get the chance to actually win money. Name something that runs on gasoline besides a car. I buzz in with a strong bus, which was incorrect. I'm not wrong though. I see you going to the comments. Google says a bus is a separate vehicle from trucks, cars, vans, lorries, etc. It is not any of them. That's what Google says. Lawnmower. Dude, whatever. All we proved was America's bogging down Family Feud with their stupid wrong answers. I don't want to win that dumb freedom money anyway. With $0 in our pocket, we moved on to The Price is Right. I've actually never watched this game show before, so I was learning as we went. 4 lucky contestants from the audience are given a random item, and the closest one to guess the actual price of it without going over, is selected to come up on stage and play more games to earn money. And I learned that even if I was one of the lucky 4 people selected, I wouldn't even get the chance to be on the actual show. The game gave me 6 chances to be the closest one to the price of the items, and I lost every single one. But hypothetically, even if I miraculously was the winner and taken on stage, I still would have won nothing. I tried twice for content and still ended up with $0. So we're entering our last game show of the day, and we've got a whopping $0 to our name after being on 2 of the most popular shows created. We really need to make this one count, because I am going to look like such an idiot if I was on 3 game shows and came back with 0 money. We walk out on stage. The spotlight finds us. Jeff Foxworthy raises the microphone to his mouth and welcomes us to Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? The show where you're given trivia children up to grade 5 are taught. Answer them all correctly and we could be leaving the show with $1 million in our pockets. But fail and you're doomed to know you're not smarter than a literal child who has to raise their hand to go to the bathroom. That's Jeff's favorite line to drop when people lose. He says it all the time. It's like his go-to roast. Every couple of questions, you have to pick a child they have provided to help you out. You're given the chance to either peek at their answer or copy their answer, but you can only do those once. They're like your child lifelines. I picked Jeremy as our first little buddy. I liked his enthusiasm, and he gave us a really good high five. The subject we chose was under 4th grade math, and the question was, how many lines of symmetry are found on the following shape? It showed us a picture of a pentagon. I accidentally thought it was a hexagon at first, which was not my finest moment. And then it glitched and never went away. We couldn't get the pentagon to disappear and literally couldn't read the multiple choice answers. Our thoughts were, since we wanted to punch in the answer of 1, yes, I know, another not the finest moment. Look, I was stressed, okay? The pentagon was freaking me out. I wanted to say 1. Surely they would have put the answers in ascending order, A being the smallest number, and D being the highest. So we locked in A, hoping it was 1.
Lock in.
Oh, man.
Locking in.
So no!
Let's restart. Let's restart that very pro.
First of all, 7 was completely the opposite of what we were trying to say. Second of all, we wouldn't have been right in the first place. And third of all, Jeremy ended up saving our hides. So besides being able to either peek at or copy your student's answer, if you ever get something wrong but the kid gets it right, you get to be saved and are still in the game. Like the rest of the lifelines, it can only be applied once, and Jeremy was here to be our Pentagon-knowing hero. Anyway, we restarted. That attempt, we weren't counting that one because that was just a practice round, and the forever lasting Pentagon wasn't fair. It messed with our heads. But this one's for real now. Attempt 2 started and was going well. We ended up getting to the 6th question without any problems. But of course, as our luck would have it, we were given another glitch question where they gave us an image, and then we can't read the answers. This time the question was from 4th grade social studies. What is the shape of the following landmark? And then it showed us this. I didn't know what it was called, but Kelsey was sure it was the obelisk, and we could barely see that as answer C. Even though we were 99% sure we should just lock in C, I wanted to play it safe and copy our chosen student Alicia's answer. So we copied her, and Jeff Foxworthy revealed the correct answer, which was C, obelisk. Jordan, Kelsey, and I all celebrated because we were right, but in a very unfortunate turn of events, it was revealed that Alicia punched her answer in as B, pyramid. What, you little... Oh my god. Attempt 3. We really wanted to do one attempt each with the game shows because on national TV you've only got one shot to make your money. But I don't think there's ever been times on Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader where Jeff Foxworthy tapes the obelisk to your face and makes you guess on while you're locking in. This time, I'll say it now, we didn't get any questions where the pictures perpetually blocked the answers. It was all a fair fight, and whatever we win on this try is what we're going with. And it was going well. Really well, in fact. 3rd grade animal science. Which of the following animals has 8 arms? Ha! Octopus. I knew that one. 3rd grade music. A symbol that represents the duration and pitch is also known as what? Musical note. Then we got stuck on 5th grade measurements. 9 meters is how many yards? I don't know that. I am an unfortunate slave to the imperial system. So we decided to copy Juliet's answer, which was 9.8. She was right. We got to move on, even passing the $25,000 benchmark question. That means if we end up flunking out from this point on, we still get to leave with $25K. Solid, but we're going for that million. By the way, I had no idea you could win that much money on this show. They could ask you, what's this? And then you say the color wheel, and then you can walk out with $300,000. That's absolutely bonkers. Anyway, we were getting far. Really far. 50,000, 100,000, 175,000, 300,000. We were still in it. The $500,000 question arrived. 4th grade inventors. Which inventors' improvements to the steam engine were instrumental in starting the Industrial Revolution? We didn't know. None of the choices seemed right, as in, we didn't know who any of them were besides Benjamin Franklin, and I don't think he did that. After a lot of back and forth, we decided to guess on Robert Fulton, which was the wrong answer. We were out. But then we realized we still had hope. We hadn't been saved yet. If the student we chose during this round got it right, we can still keep going. Jordan, Kelsey, and I looked to our side to realize Alicia. The girl who thought this was a pyramid. We're doomed. We had no more child lifelines left. Where was Jeremy when we needed him? She reveals her answer. James Watt. She was right! We were saved! You were just saved by someone who needs to raise their hand to go to the bathroom. Jeff, we made it. We got to the $1 million question. Apparently, they tell you what the subject is gonna be, and if you don't want to take it, you can still walk away with $500,000, which is very generous. But the catch is, it's not multiple choice. You have to submit your answer yourself. Which, being real, if I was really on this show, I would just be like, alright, cool, see ya, and settle on the $500,000. Are you kidding me? That's $500,000. I've proven enough here. I'm going home now. But for the sake of the video, we went all in. The subject was Earth science. And the question was, what do you call the process of heating water into steam and then cooling it to purify it? To which I was like, I don't know. But miraculously, Jordan knew it.
I might know this.
Fucking,
Oh my god, I don't know this.
That's distillation.
Is it? Good job, babe.
Yeah, right?
How do you spell that?
DIST.
Isn't that what you do to alcohol?
Yeah, ILL. Distill. I'm pretty sure.
It's a better word than I would have said.
I would have said, Jeff, I don't know.
Locking in.
I hope so. I hope.
I hope they're not
sounds
like,
right.
actually it's distillation.
Here's the correct word. Condensation.
Now locked in for the final time.
Oh my God, fingers crossed.
Is on the line.
Everyone
First
in
of
the
all,
audience crossed their
congratulations for
arms at the
getting
same
to the end of the
time.
line.
They're
It's not
pissed.
easy. You will lose $475,000 and walk out of here with
$25,000 is still a
$25,000.
juicy amount.
That's a good amount.
Like, I'd still be happy. Like, very happy.
Me too.
No, I'm sorry.
No?
What?
What is
What
it?
is
I can't believe what a moron I am.
You're
this
not
is
a
my
moron.
bad.
Show us the
What?
correct answer, please.
I swear to God.
We were right. We were right. We were right. No. We won that million. I don't care what the game says. We won that $1 million fair and square. It's distillation, not distilling. Shut up, Jeff Foxworthy. Go back to making barbecue sauce. So let's see what we made. Family Feud? Nothing. Price is Right? Wouldn't have even made it on stage. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Hypothetically, $1 million. I'm happy with that. Thanks for watching. I wanted to mention again, we're selling a really cool Jaiden anime bundle that includes a new figure, vinyl record with Japanese and English versions of our Rise Above song, Ari cards, stickers. Go to JaidenAnimations.com and follow our shop Twitter at Jaiden Shop for updates and sneak peeks on what we're working on. Alright, thanks for letting me shill. Bye bye.
Jaiden, what is this? 2 Pokemon videos in a row? Yeah, and you clicked on it, so I've already won. Back in April, I went back to Japan and had the pleasure of being invited to the Pokemon Cafe alongside Jacob, Brayden, Captain Kidd, and his girlfriend too. Courtesy of Pikachu himself. And the Pokemon Company. Legally, I have to disclose that, but it was mainly Pikachu. Apparently, we were the first creators who have ever been personally invited to the cafe, which absolutely blew my mind. That's insanely special, and I felt so honored. So, naturally, I thought, why not channel a bit of Emily's aura and make a video about the experience? We walked in and were greeted by a wall of the cutest cafe-themed Pokemon merch. Chef Pikachu plushes, plates, cups, decorations. Oh, it was beautiful. We'll come back for you, my beloveds. Let us feast first. The staff brought us to our table, taught us how to order food from the little tablet, and our Pokemon experience began. We decided to start with the drinks first, and there were genuinely so many to choose from. Cute character soda floats, tea sets, flavored milks. How could you even decide? Basically, between the 4 of us, we ordered almost one of everything. I think visually, my favorites were the Paldea soda floats. Sprigatito was melon flavored, Fuecoco was apple, and Quaxley was Ramune soda. I know I'm saying it all American-like, but I'm embarrassed to try it the Japanese way. Ramune. I don't know. Personally, I absolutely love soda floats already, but put a cookie of a little guy on top, and I'll definitely pay for that. Fuecoco is my favorite Pokemon of the 3, so I've convinced myself that it was also my favorite flavor-wise, but all of them were actually really nice. I also tried the Pikachu float as well, which looked the prettiest. I'm not really a big fan of lemon flavor things, so I only took a few sips, but if you like lemon and also Pikachu, I think you would really enjoy it. There are also little choose your Pokemon lattes where you sift through a giant menu of practically any Pokemon you wanted printed onto the foam of a latte. Everyone chose their respective favorites. Of course, I got me a little Aggron. Look at this guy. He was born to be on top of a latte. Delicious. Jacob also got the chocolate Moo Moo milk, and it was super cool because they brought out a little set of like Moo Moo milk, chocolate, and a shaker. So you basically make it yourself. Jacob said it was good, so I'm sure it was. I can't confirm. I didn't try it. Last but not least, we ordered one of the Poltergeist and Sinistea tea sets. I don't really drink tea, but the pot and cups were so cute. We ended up buying them when we left. This is just genius merch on their behalf. Well done to them. I love it. On to the food. As you can see, there were a decent amount of options here too. Unfortunately, as some of you guys know, I don't eat meat. And even more unfortunately, since vegetarian diets aren't very common in Japan, every food item on the menu included some kind of meat. We called over Pikachu and his employees to double check and see if they offered something to fit my diet. And after flipping through their menu, they came to the conclusion there was nothing. And oh my gosh, I genuinely felt so bad because they looked devastated and like personally disappointed in themselves for not having anything. Like I frantically told them it was completely fine and not to worry about it. It's okay. But as they left, they gave us a very deep bow and oh, I just felt really, really bad. Pikachu, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't be upset with yourself. I promise. It's really okay. I'm really sorry. Luckily, I came up with a solution. Their Eevee mixed rice plate included a lot of various vegetable sides, so I ordered that and just avoided the tiny little meat part. Normally, I try not to spend money on any meat, even if I don't plan on eating it. But yeah, if you're vegan or vegetarian and really want to make something work, that's the best option you've got currently. No disrespect to anyone at all. That one's just a difference in culture, and I don't expect to be catered to my specific diet just anywhere, especially Japan. Anyway, I ordered the Eevee rice thing. The full government name is the Last Resort Japanese Mixed Rice Plate with Eevee and Colorful Friends, according to the website. And I just think that's wonderful. Taste-wise, it was decently good, very colorful and pretty to look at. I didn't know most of the things I was eating, but it was tasty. Jacob, Brayden, and 2 got the other items, which also all turned out super cute and fun to look at. There were 3 types of Pikachu curry, all respectively themed around the Kanto starters. All of them were pretty much the same thing besides a few ingredient changes and different Pokemon cracker on top, of course. The Snorlax lunch plate was a chicken and rice dish. Jacob said it tasted good. Also, for a limited time, they were offering a special Tatsugiri bento box set. I think this one looked the best. Genuinely beautiful plating right there. I loved it, even though I could only pick at it. The general consensus in terms of overall taste of everything was that nothing was super crazy, out of this world, delicious gourmet, but nothing was like bad, you know? It was more about the experience and novelty of the cafe anyway, so no one really minded. We were simply enjoying being there with our cute plates and spoons. Finally, we wrapped up the meal with desserts. There was a cute Pikachu souffle pancake and a chocolate parfait. Naturally, like everything else, it was all simply art on a plate. I personally thought they both tasted really nice. Nothing was too sweet. We got to ooh and ah at them, and it was a perfect way to wrap up the meal. As a fun surprise during it, there was a portion where Chef Pikachu came out and did a cute little dance around the restaurant for the people eating. Most of the video was blurred for the privacy of the people there. But look at Pikachu, look at him go! He can't clap his hands to go along with the song, but that doesn't stop him from trying. Hi Pikachu, big fan! We wrapped everything up, and of course grabbed pretty much all of the exclusive merch they were offering. How are we supposed to remember our experience forever and ever if we don't bring back all the plushes they have? Riddle me that! I wanted to extend a very, very big thank you to the Pokemon Company and Pikachu for reserving our table and having us come to the cafe. They didn't pay me to make a video or anything, but I wanted to share my experience with you guys because I definitely enjoyed my time there, and I know a lot of you love Pokemon, just like me. It was a huge honor, we all had a great time, and the cafe was wonderful. +4 to the Pikachu plush collection. I would definitely recommend the cafe to anyone who likes Pokemon and food shaped like Pokemon. Due to its popularity, you absolutely have to get a reservation to eat there. You can't just walk in and expect to be seated. And double unfortunately, reservations are also very difficult to get because, again, so many people are reserving tables all the time. So good luck to anyone trying to get in, but I'd say it's very worth it. Alright, that was my thoughts. I had a great time. Thank you Pikachu and company. My next stream, I think, is to visit the Chikawa Cafe. Maybe one day. Themed cafes are really cool and I wish that America did them more, but then again, it's probably good for me that I have to travel all the way to Japan to go to ones of my favorite franchises, because otherwise I would absolutely have no personal restraint. Thanks for watching. I don't really have much to say this time around, so I'll just say it. Next video is about Chikawa. You knew it had to happen. Alright, I gotta go. Bye-bye. As of now, Jaiden Animations is officially 10 years old. Yes, I know I technically made the channel in February, but shut up, I don't count that. On July 23rd, 2014, I uploaded my first ever animation to YouTube.
Hey everyone, my name is Jaiden, and welcome.
Alright, that's enough, you get the point. It's kind of old news that a lot of content creators have started retiring, especially after hitting the old 1-0. Making content on YouTube for 10 years has significantly changed the entire trajectory of my life. I started Jaiden Animations when I was 16. At the time, I was super shy, quiet, anxious, knew nothing about the world. I could count the number of friends I had on one finger. But not in a sad way, I liked my simple little life. For the longest time, I didn't even realize YouTube had channels or that people were uploading things like vlogs and series and skits. I mean, it was definitely less established at the time compared to now, but I saw YouTube as just the place to watch funny cats and compilations of people getting hit in the crotch. The way I found out about this whole online world was after coming home from school one day to find my laptop not turning on. Meaning, I couldn't play Minecraft anymore. We've all been there, it's tragic. To satisfy my desperate Minecraft hyperfixation, I typed Minecraft into the YouTube search bar to see if anyone just so happened to upload any Minecraft-related videos. And oh, were there people uploading Minecraft-related videos. My world expanded exponentially at that very moment. YouTube channels, subscribers, people uploading content for an audience that looks forward to their videos. The first channel I ever subscribed to was a Minecraft YouTuber who... I don't even, I'm blanking on the name, but I was now aware of YouTube as an actual community beyond funny fail compilations. Watching videos became a huge part of my day-to-day life. I'd put stuff on when I wanted to relax, laugh, needed background noise. If I was having a tough day, I would lock myself in my bathroom, lay on the floor, and watch videos on my phone, and I'd feel better. Even before making content myself, YouTube was an essential part of my life. I branched out from Minecraft to general gaming videos, even the occasional vlog series, until I stumbled upon a very special video in my suggested feed. An animated story time from a YouTuber called Domix. It was his emails video, I remember it so clearly. After watching it, I immediately binged his whole channel. I loved his animated stories, they made me laugh so much. For the first time ever, I thought to myself, I want to do stuff like that. I want to animate. And around the same time, I was really into Aya's Cupquake's Minecraft Oasis series and had even sent in a few fan arts I drew for her. She posted a couple at the end of her videos, which genuinely made me so extremely happy. I was totally freaking out. Anyway, in one of the episodes, she mentioned that she wanted to find an animator to animate some of her funny Minecraft moments. And suddenly, I saw the stars align in front of me. I sent her a little message attached to another fan art, basically saying, "Hi Cupquake, I'd love to animate for you if you're interested." And she ended up reaching out and was like, "Hey, we love your style and would love to work with you. Do you have an animation portfolio we can look at?" To which I responded with, so I've never actually animated before. But I'm learning, and honestly, they shouldn't have hired me. I wouldn't have hired me. But somehow I had secured my first animation job. And for my favorite YouTuber, this was by far the biggest thing to ever happen to me at the time. I wanted to make the best animation they could ever ask for. Now, I just had to learn how to animate. No joke, I literally typed "how to animate" and Adobe Flash tutorial into the YouTube search bar. That's how I learned. No class or school or nothing. I vividly remember opening Adobe Flash for the first time and wishing I could just skip forward in time to when I already knew how to even use the program because I was so confused. Humble beginnings, what can I say? And honestly, that's all it takes. People ask me all the time how I learned to animate, how I do this and that, what program to use. But you already have the biggest source of free online information at your fingertips. Just type whatever you want to learn into the search bar and people will literally teach it to you, no strings attached. While working on the animation for Cupquake and her husband Red, I talked to them about how I also wanted to make YouTube videos, that I wanted to animate little stories but was too nervous. They were both really supportive and encouraging, saying they'll put a link to my channel in the description of the animation to help me and stuff. I'll be completely honest, if Cupquake and Red didn't hire me and offer to help give me that initial initial push to start a YouTube channel, I wouldn't have made Jaiden Animations. Like I mentioned, I was quiet and soft-spoken. I didn't even get picked on because nobody knew anything about me to bully me with. They had nothing. In what world would a tiny little 16-year-old dust mite of a girl feel confident enough to start an animation YouTube channel where she talks about her life? Especially for what would be a single-digit amount of people for who knows how long. I'll tell ya, she does it in a world where she feels encouraged and inspired by the people she looked up to. There's so many timelines where none of this ever happened. So much had to come together just for me to start. And against all odds, it did. I finished the animation, they posted it, and I spent pretty much the entire month reading every single comment. Everyone loved it. It was doing really well. I remember messaging Cupquake a giant soppy thank you paragraph when the video hit 1 million views. By the way, the entire animation was made on only 3 layers because any more would make my brain confused. I genuinely cannot believe they hired me. At the same time, I posted my very first video as Jaiden Animations, introducing myself and announcing that I'm gonna try out making animation videos. It's funny looking back at because if you don't know all the context, you'll watch my first video and be like, who is this dumbass talking to? She just started the channel. There's no audience yet. The shout out Cupquake gave me in the description gave me the boost I needed to shake the second thoughts. I gained 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers right out the gate, and ever since then, I wanted to keep making more content, and I was really excited about it. I made more animations for Cupquake for a couple years alongside posting my own stupid little videos until eventually parting ways with them to focus entirely on Jaiden Animations. Working with them was amazing, and those animations did overwhelmingly well at the time. Like, I look back and am still shocked. I apparently peaked with that damn 2014 FNAF animation. Come on, Nuzlocke. Surpass it, please. Free me from these shackles. By this time, I was in college now, and even though I wasn't able to post very much at all, things were doing really well. I remember sitting on the top of my dorm bunk, secretly celebrating hitting 100,000 subscribers, a milestone I was beyond thrilled about, and honestly was my biggest goal at the time. Somehow, my roommate ended up finding out about it and immediately told every single person on our floor, which embarrassed the hell out of me. But at the same time, I was sheepishly proud of myself that people thought what I was doing was cool. Along with new experiences, for the first time ever, I was making online friends and becoming part of a growing little animation community. Cypher Den, Tony V Toons, Lightsen. I even stumbled onto James randomly after being recommended his ASMR video. I specifically remember going through his channel and thinking, I can't believe this guy doesn't have more subscribers. He's so funny. And well, would you look at that. After finishing my first year in college, I ended up talking to my parents about taking a gap year to see where all this YouTube stuff could go. They were, of course, hesitant at first. Making videos on YouTube for money? Can you even do that? But eventually agreed and have been my biggest fans ever since. I was officially doing YouTube full time. I don't really know what happened, but a few months later, James started blowing up. In our little animation group chat, we were like, whoa, James, congrats, what's happening? And he was like, I don't know, oh my god. And then I started blowing up too, and suddenly the entire Storytime animation community was rising and thriving. It felt like we were strapped onto a rocket heading straight for the stars. People really loved watching Storytime animation. We went to our first ever VidCon, and there was a whole line of people that wanted to meet us, which is a crazy experience for our first convention ever. Since then, everything has kind of just been history. I kept posting, obviously, met new people, made incredible friends, started building my own animation team, learned a lot about the world, but most of all, being on YouTube forced me to grow thicker skin. I'm sure most of you can relate to some degree. Mindless hate, online arguments, people nitpicking and speculating that you're actually a horrible human being. Because of how normalized posting content is now with TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, I'm sure everyone has gotten their fair share of the hate hammer. But 10 years ago, Also, it was pretty much only big online personalities who were familiar with it, and it comes at you pretty fast. Suddenly, you have to figure out how to hide your personal information and tell family members to private their Facebook accounts, which they don't know how to do. Scary emails come in, uncomfortable comments, lots of uncomfortable comments. I got doxxed one time because someone speculated I was a narcissistic liar because I claimed to be shy and introverted, but would get loud sometimes when reading scripts. Also, fun fact, I never planned on being public with my full name, but the reason it got leaked is because my old high school published an online article about my channel and dropped the full government without my permission. I'm still pissed about that one. And I know, this is genuinely what you just have to expect when you make content online. It's awful, but it's the truth. I didn't want to quit, so I adapted to the horrible things awful videos made about me for attention. There's nothing a passerby hate comment can say that could surprise me anymore. If anything, they're all the same and it's just annoying at this point. Not saying I'm happy that I went through all of it and it should have happened. People can be genuinely awful. But I'd like to say I've come out of it all a version of myself that wouldn't have existed otherwise. Not because of all the shitty things, but in spite of them. I've learned how to stand up for myself, grew my confidence, learned how to separate myself from my work and not take comments personally. All things you learn out in the world over time as you grow up. But cranked to 100 and during the most insecure years of a person's life. It was hard, but hey, I'm still here, aren't I? I look back and see my mistakes, bad takes, stupid ideas, regret here and there. It's overwhelmingly stressful to grow up and learn and change while in the public's eye. Even more now than ever. But all things considered, I believe I was always trying my best in the position I was in. Was constantly trying to be the best person I could be. And I won't ever be upset at myself for that. Also, I do want to say a big thing that's followed me throughout almost my whole career at this point is the fact that yeah, I've talked about mental health and things I've struggled with at the time, like anxiety, depression, rock bottom confidence, etc., etc. I've definitely spilled my guts out on the floor in front of the internet a couple times in my day, and there's no part of me that regrets it at all. A lot of people have told me that they felt more understood or learned things about themselves through those videos, but as a now adult that's had the time to grow and adapt and overcome these things, man, you guys kind of still think I'm a little bit pathetic. I see comments all the time when I'm in my friends' videos or being involved in a big event, and so many people go, wow, I can't believe how far Jaiden's come from being this puny little scared teenager. I'm so proud of Jaiden really stepping out of her comfort zone here. She is just so brave for showing her face after dealing with such low confidence. That one's always funny because it can definitely come off like I should still be self-conscious, which I'm not, by the way. I get what those comments are saying, I really do. But guys, not everything I do has to be brave. I'm just doing fun things with friends on camera. We don't need the 24/7 Jaiden cheer squad busting out the trophies and medallions every single time. And we also don't need the Jaiden defense squad scrapping with anyone that says anything non-positive about me. It's the internet. People have the right to not like me for whatever reason. I promise, it's okay. I'm an adult. I'm doing fine. I appreciate the concern. At this point, it just comes across like I'm very pathetic and puny and can't do anything. Now, somehow, a decade has passed. I'm not the tiny, small 16-year-old who's afraid of everything and can't talk out loud for more than 15 minutes without straining her throat. That's true, by the way. I spent 15 minutes recording audio for my first video and my throat was dead afterwards. It was pathetic. Now I can record for an hour, which still hurts my throat. You can probably hear it, but that's a 400% improvement right there. I'm 26, created hundreds of hours worth of content, have the most wonderful team in the world behind me, am surrounded by amazing friends, live with the most important person in my life, with the most important little creatures in my life. I've gotten to meet content creators I've looked up to, got to tour and travel the world with talented friends, talk on panels to hundreds of people who wanted to hear what I had to say, been able to tell the people that inspired me how big of a role they've played in my career, and even got to stand next to them as an equal. I'm happy. Sure, it's always been and still is difficult dealing with the stress of being in a big spotlight. I went through some bad stuff, navigated rocky mental health, trusted people that hurt me, had to pretend not to be affected by things that were genuinely hurtful just to not empower people that wanted to see me break, all while in the eye of the public where one wrong step could crumble everything I've ever created. But I'm really happy with the place I'm at, the person I've become, and the environment I've built around me. So, what's that leave me with now? A full decade, man. Damn. 10 years of the most difficult, enjoyable, terrifying, exciting, stressful, grateful, soul-crushing, unforgettably special moments of my life. How lucky and grateful I am to have the privilege to say I've gotten to experience so many impossible things, to have so many dreams created and come true, to see myself persist through such a difficult position to be in. After taking a lot of time reminiscing and thinking about what could come next, the direction I want to take to follow what could keep making me happy, I've come to accept that YouTube isn't gonna be part of it. I'm happy with what I've accomplished. I had my rise and grind years. I experienced real and true passion. That's all I could really ask for here. There's not much else I want to do beyond it at this point. But before you freak out, I'm not quitting right this moment. I still absolutely love making content and still have the desire to keep making videos. But my YouTube years are numbered now. I fantasize about logging off as Jaiden Animations and becoming a normal person again. I want to move to a random-ass town in a random-ass place, have a little house with my creatures, have a normal job with normal hours and normal problems, live a life where people don't know who I am before I introduce myself. Not saying I don't like being recognized. You can come up to me, I promise. I don't mind. But eventually I just want to feel like a person again. Normal is rapidly changing nowadays, but I don't want this chronically online lifestyle forever. How nice it would feel to one day not have to triple check every single thing I say in fear of people's pitchforks, or fear for my safety when people maliciously leak my private information, or even be constantly surrounded by strangers' opinions on me and every version of myself I've ever been, every moment of my life. I hold it all together pretty well, I'd say. I mean, it's my job to. And none of these negatives have and ever will outweigh the positive aspects of this incredible opportunity that you guys have allowed me to have. I don't want to come across like I'm complaining. I very much understand this is just unfortunately part of it all, and I'm very privileged and very grateful. But I can't do it forever. And I don't want to. I want to feel like I have the time and mental energy to pursue new hobbies, experiment with other things that can make me happy. Making content for YouTube never leaves my head. It's the case for every single content creator on the platform. There's no clocking out, there's no weekends, there's no breaks. You can't just leave an office and not think about it. You're constantly brainstorming ideas, managing everything, schedules, employees. Sure, you can work and live anywhere you want, go on vacation at any point, build your own schedule, but it's always there. Like a black hole in your mind. It's just so exhausting. I haven't felt like I can sit back and enjoy something in 10 years because I simply do not have the time if it isn't for a video. Yeah, that's just how self-employment works, but don't forget about all the other fun stuff I've already mentioned on top of it all. I don't know what I want to do career-wise after retiring from YouTube, but I romanticize the idea of just getting to rediscover myself. Maybe I want to learn how to make custom plushes and open my own little shop, take art commissions, be a teacher, maybe an art director. It's gotten to the point where I think about that little life every day, and I'm actively aiming and walking towards it with every decision I make. Oh, let me tell you, I genuinely cannot wait to live it one day. But there's this other side of me that's so terrified. I've spent my entire young adult life in front of an audience doing pretty much one thing. I don't know what it's like to live without a platform, surrounded by a huge audience anymore. It scares me. Like a lot. I don't want to need this, but I'm scared that I do in some way. When the time comes, I'll definitely work on that fear in therapy or something, but
I do think about it a lot. I'm not done with YouTube just yet. I still want to make animations and tell stories, animate little gaming videos. I still just love it so much, and I'm not going away just yet. Sorry to disappoint some of you. I just wanted to let you guys know how grateful I am that you've helped me be right here. I've gotten to meet hundreds of people who told me how much they liked my videos, felt inspired, discovered something about themselves, even did something as small as laugh at one of my stupid ass jokes. I can't wrap my head around the idea that a lot of you grew up watching my videos and are like functioning people in society now. That one always feels like... I know you're not calling me old, but you're calling me old. I'm grateful for all the art people have drawn for me. Even now, it's still so surreal. From the cute little doodles from kids to jaw-dropping, fully rendered pieces from artists of all ages. Like, you guys are better artists than me at this point. What do you mean I inspired you? Why does my art look like that then? The whole reason I show fan art at the end of my videos is because I look back at the feeling I got when Cupquake put my art in her videos, and I want to be able to give that back to other artists. People have told me they watch my videos to laugh, listen to while working, to feel better after a crummy day. All the ways I used to consume YouTube back in my day. Even though it's easy for me to tell myself, they're just little stupid videos I make. What's the big deal? It kind of also feels like I get to contribute to a cycle I used to be on the other side of and pay it back. I don't know, it just feels good knowing I've made stuff that's made people feel better in a way that other content creators used to make me feel better. I've rambled quite a bit, but thank you for letting me make these silly videos for 10 years. I never would have thought any of this could have happened to little old me, and definitely not for this long. I absolutely thought I would have been tossed aside and forgotten by now. I look back at when things were starting to roll, and I was like, I've got like a 3-year shelf life left. I'm forever grateful for you, my friends, my family, my team. I don't know what my life would have looked like if I didn't type Minecraft into the YouTube search bar when I was 14. Who knows how much more time we have with each other, but just know it has been and still is an honor to be here. And until then, I'll be doing my best to keep doing what I've been doing for 10 years and just make these silly little animations.
You know, the timing is a little awkward to have just won a giant MrBeast YouTuber challenge that put a lot of eyes on my channel, only for the first thing for me to put out since winning is me talking about how I'm really tired and want to retire one day. That was not intentional, I'm sorry. But yes, the next video coming out will be about me winning the MrBeast Cube. We're still working on getting the money all set up to be given away, so you can stop emailing me asking for money. It's not gonna work like that. Anyway, thank you to everyone who's been with me at any point of my YouTube career. I've still got a little bit more juice left in the tank. I'm forever lucky to have lived the life I have and to continue living that life. And I appreciate you guys for sticking around. I'm excited to spend a bit more time with you all. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Hey, stop doing your homework. Stop watching TV. Stop looking at your phone. Oh, you're watching the video? Listen! So the people who James was working with to do his plushies contacted me saying like, hey, I watch your videos, you're kinda cool, you wanna make a plush? And I was like, dude, frig yes! Friggin' sign me up! So, Jaiden plushes! Ah! Look at it! Oh my god! I have the prototype right here and just, it's so cool. It is a prototype though, so it's not gonna be exactly like this. Like, the hair's not gonna be black, it's gonna be brown like in the videos. And the lady who made it accidentally drew on it with Sharpie here, so that little blotch isn't gonna be there. She sent the cutest message apologizing about it in broken English because she's a sweet Chinese lady. And it reminded me of Misaki, but I'm getting off track. If you order a plush before the 12th of December, it'll come with a signed card by me too. So that's exciting. They're also on sale right now until December 5th. Actually, everything in the shop is on sale until December 5th. What? Yeah. It's like a grand opening Black Friday, but Black Friday's over. Cyber Monday, Happy Holidays, new Jaiden stuff sale. I'm working with the people to get more stuff out, like beanie hats and buttons and bracelets. So those are gonna be a thing sometime in the future too. One thing to note, the plushies are on pre-order, so they won't ship until February, but that's just because we need to know how many people want one and how many cards I need to sign. And yeah, but everything else ships normally, even if you buy a plush with it. Pop quiz! Get out your pencils and paper. Have you been paying attention? Question 1. Everything in the shop is on sale until December 5th. Question 2. Jaiden plushies come with a signed card if you order one before December 12th. Question 3. Jaiden plushies are on pre-order right now, so you won't get them until February. Question 4. Even if you buy a shirt with a plush, the shirt will come at the normal time while the plush will be pre-ordered and come later. Question 5. Ari is the best— Hey!
Alright, time's up. Turn in your paper. Looks like you got them all right. You forgot to put the date in the corner, but I won't mark points off.
So that's exciting. I hope you guys enjoy the new stuff. I'll have a link to the shop in the description and in the cards of the video if anyone even pays attention to those. And if everything goes well, there might be a plush of another friendo you guys love in the works as well.
You like the plush, Ari? Yeah. Would you buy one? So, I was eating at this restaurant with my best friend Kate. Wait, Jaiden, the audio doesn't sound horrible anymore. Oh, I'm glad you noticed. It's because I got a brand new microphone, and it's actually a good quality one, rather than the microphone that I found laying around in my house one day and decided to make an animation. Now you guys can hear what my actual voice sounds like, and it's not... Anyway, back to the story. Now, the place that we were eating at is really cool because for kids, instead of having those coloring menu things, you can ask the waiter or waitress if you can get a glob of bread dough to play with. Freaking bread dough. I don't know anyone who would pass up the ability to play with bread dough. So obviously, Kate and I had to get the hookup. But we were both really shy at the time, so we had to choose who was going to be the one who asked the waiter for the dough. And it wouldn't have been as bad, but considering that Kate and I were both above the age where you were considered a child who can play with bread dough and not be judged by adults, both of us didn't want to be the one who asked. I don't even know how, but she ended up convincing me to be the one, and the waiter came back around 5 minutes later to ask if we needed anything. And that's when I panicked and everything went downhill. I needed to say 7 words. We want some bread dough up in here. But for some reason, I couldn't get myself to say it. At first, I couldn't do anything, and I just stared at him, and he kinda gave me this look. And then I opened my mouth, and this is what came out. Can we have, I've never stuttered that hard in my entire life. And when I realized that, I started laughing at myself, and then it sounded more like this. Kate's mom had to just cut me off and translate to the guy what I was saying, and after a look that tried to hide his judgment of me, he walked away. I was so embarrassed, but we all got a good laugh out of it. And hey, bread dough. Automatically worth it.
When I was living on my own for the first time, I had to go to the store and get milk and paper towels, and that was the first time I was like, wow, I am such a freaking adult. I really appreciate the childhood my parents were able to give me. I'm really privileged to have grown up in a functional house where my parents didn't want me to die. I made a parent stories video a little over a year ago, and I rewatched it to make sure I didn't repeat any topics, and all I'm gonna say is those stories and animation are not worth 10 million views. That video, I don't like it. I don't like that video. My parents were really big on manners and being polite. We've got some Asian blood in us, so we can't bring dishonor to our family.
We'd do all the typical things like call adults Mr. and Mrs., ask to be excused from dinner, make sure to thank everyone for everything ever, bow to our superiors. When my mom had new people come over to the house, she would make me introduce myself and shake their hand, and then when no one was looking, she'd pull me aside to a different room and quiz me. What color are their eyes? That was my mom's training course to get me to be good at eye contact, because I guess I used to be stupid and not look at people when they talked. But I remember that kind of backfired because I'd be so focused on memorizing their eyes that I wouldn't pay attention to what they were saying. Hi Jaiden, how are you? Shh! Alright, loser, I've got a quiz to take. Now that I've got 20 years of aced eye quizzes under my belt, I'm an eye contact wizard. I graduated top of my class in eye contact. I've got eye contact master's degrees. Well, every once in a while, some people make me nervous, and I get shy. But other than that, I'm an eye contact powerhouse. I realized more recently that I think sometimes I go overboard and just end up staring at people by accident, and it's very weird, and I'm sorry at everyone. My mom would also be really strict on me saying pardon all the time instead of what. Like, she would say something I didn't hear, and I'd go, what? And she'd stick her head around with, pardon? I wouldn't be a bimbo and be all, what? It's not like I was being a rude moron. One time, my friend told me, Jaiden, I think you're the only person I know that says pardon. And like, that's all fine and dandy. I could respect my mom's request to use an underused polite word. But I can't. Because she's even worse. This is what she does. Mom, did you put my book somewhere? Objectively speaking, a what is exponentially better than a huh? I started mocking her whenever she did it, and then she gradually stopped bothering me about saying pardon. Also, I realized I never told you that I had a lisp as a kid. My parents meme on me about it all the time, and a running joke in the family came from when I used to be babysat by my mom's friend, who's Italian. Which means she'd talk like this, and have her house full of a spaghetti, and oh mamma mia. I'm only half joking. She's very Italian. Yahoo! She would make pasta for me all the time, and whenever she would ask what I wanted for lunch, I would pathetically go, pasta with no sauce! I wanted pasta with no sauce. And now, if my family would be having pasta for dinner, someone would end up going, I don't have a lisp anymore. Sometimes it shines through when I talk too fast or get sloppy with my words, but somehow I fixed it by myself. In first grade, we were learning about letter pronunciation, and when we got to S, the teacher explained that some kids say S with their tongue, when it's actually supposed to be behind your teeth. And I was like, oh. So I stopped doing it. Cured. Who knew that if you've got a speech impediment or some sort of hindrance or obstruction in your life, just stop it. Simple. You've got cancer. No, it's okay. Just stop it. When I was learning how to swim, my mom and her friend, who also had a daughter my age, hired a swim instructor for us, and I don't remember a single thing about it except that she made us hang off the edge of the pool and just shimmy across the side. But I was terrified of these filters against the side and always refused to go across them because I was scared of being sucked in or something. I don't know how I passed that class because I refused to do the exercise. But at least I knew her eyes were blue. And then at the end of each lesson, she'd give us a piece of licorice, like we were dogs. I didn't like licorice. Oh yeah, and also this one time I almost drowned and died. So my parents were having a bunch of their friends over who also had kids for a pool party. There were a handful of pool toys like blow-up dolphins and beach balls, but we also had this floating foam mat. I was doofing off doing my own thing, and at one point when I was underwater, the mat drifted over top of me. When I had to go up for air, I hit the bottom of the mat, and I was like, uh-oh. Time for advanced critical problem solving. So if this mat is over top of me, I can't get up to the surface to breathe. So what do? I got it. I'll simply become a child Hercules and lift 3 6-year-olds from underwater into the air with my twig arms. Rather than using one of my 4 brain cells and swimming 2 feet to the side away from the mat, I decided to try and just bench press my way to survival. One of the adults realized I was being an idiot and also dying, and instead of being like, well, survival of the fittest, he dove in and saved me. So I didn't end up drowning of stupidity. Thank you, Mr. Chad. And now I'm here, on my own, moved to California, in my own place, not dead at the bottom of a pool, staring at everyone. Being honest, I love my family so much, and they've done so much for me. It takes a lot of effort to raise a person. Just think about how helpless and stupid babies are when they start out. They can't do anything. You can just put a baby on the ground and do nothing. Just leave it alone, and it'll just... pathetic. I'm so thankful and lucky my family's so supportive about everything I've been able to do, because I know not a lot of parents are like that. They even helped me sell merch at VidCon. They were so happy about it too. They came up to me after every day like, oh my gosh, Jaiden, everyone's so wonderful. The people who watch your videos are so sweet. Someone asked me to sign their shirt, so I just wrote Jaiden's mom. I was really nervous to pursue this career path because it can be a bit unpredictable, but the fact that they're so proud and encouraging has helped me do so much more than I ever would have thought I could if I was alone. So thanks, Mom and Dad. Brown, Hazel. So I just got back from VidCon Australia, and I wanted to say that that was amazing. I've never been upside down before. I was on a few panels with some friends like James and Jazza and Maz, and got to meet a bunch of really amazing, nice people. Maz, Jazza, and I were in the opening show, and I ended up having to draw a wombat with my elbows, which was very difficult, especially since I didn't know what a wombat looked like. If you want to see that, you can check it out on Jazz's channel. He posted that whole thing. I got to hold a snake and pet a kangaroo. It was kind of cold and windy and rainy, but I also got to meet an owl and a whole bunch of you. Just a really overall great experience. I am so appreciative that you guys like my stuff. I also wanted to update you that my shop manager and I are working on a new shop relaunch. We weren't content with the old one and wanted to make better stuff, so there's a bunch of new products and much more really cool things coming, like, I don't know, maybe a little Ari bag. I don't know. Oh, geez. Link is in the description if you want to check it out. Thanks for watching. I really mean it. I'm excited to start pushing for more video improvements and just get a bunch of really cool stuff done. Okay, it's getting really hot in this closet. See you later. Bye. Thanks for everything. I love you.
Hey everyone, it is time for another Q&A. Let's do this. I got questions from Twitter and DeviantArt, so let's start answering them. The first question is, do you find animating hard? Okay, so animating is really not that hard as soon as you get the basics and you get into like a rhythm of knowing what you're doing. It's just how time consuming it is. You guys know because of how often I post animations on this channel. Because everyone likes an animation. I like posting animations, you like watching animations. But the only thing holding us back from this is just how much time is put into each animation. If you're trying to get into animation, don't be intimidated if people say it's hard. It's just finding the time to actually practice and start. Who inspired you to start drawing and animating? I got this question like a million times, so I'm going to answer it. As a kid, I was really never into celebrities or famous artists and stuff, so I never developed someone that I looked up to, strived to be like and stuff. So when I started doing art, it was just, me doing my own thing. And of course, when I started getting into animation, I watched the typical animation channels on YouTube, but they never really inspired me to make my own channel. So I don't really think I have anyone that really inspired me. If anything, you guys are my inspiration because I get so many kind comments and messages saying like, oh my gosh, I love your channel, and oh, you brighten up my day, thank you, stuff like that, and that really motivates me to do better. So I guess you guys are my inspiration. Alright, have you ever been sick or injured? I'm a pretty safe person. I've never broken a bone or gotten deathly ill or something like that. The worst... This would be a good animation idea, but I'll tell you guys anyway. When I was in 4th grade, I had the shoes with the wheel on the bottom. Heelys. This isn't sponsored because they freaking sucked. I was playing in the road, and I was going down a hill, and there was like the tiniest pebble that I ran over, and it jammed the wheel, which flung me forward, and I landed on my chin on the road. I think it was the adrenaline or something, because I didn't feel it. It really didn't hurt. So I was like, oh no, I'm fine. But my mom was like, oh my god, we're going to the hospital. And then I got 3 stitches. But it wasn't that bad, because my parents let me go to school late that day. But that's really the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Alright, next up. Cats or dogs? I'm allergic to cats, so that helps factor in my vote there. I do like cats, but even if I wasn't allergic to cats, I still think I would like dogs a little bit more. Actually, I'm really a bird person, so if anything, birds out of cats or dogs. I've always wanted to have a bird, so dogs between cats or dogs, birds if anything. What are really good ways to improve your drawing? Literally, practice. But Jaiden, every single artist out there says practice. That's because it works, and that's really the most efficient way to improve and get better. You can't become an amazing artist in just a week or a month. And the amazing artists out there, they have countless hours of practice behind them. So if you dedicate the time to it, you will start improving. How do you feel about your fan base overall? Literally, I am so surprised that people are actually interested in the content that I put out there, and they actually look forward to more things that I make. And I never thought that there would be tens of thousands of people interested in anything that I would do. Like, if someone were to tell me 10 years ago that I'd be in the place that I am right now, I would have thought that they were lying. I've even gotten messages from people saying, Jaiden, you're my favorite YouTuber or artist or animator or something like that. And I'm over here like, oh my gosh, what? That is insane. There's so many better YouTubers out there and artists, and for some reason you like me the best. I can't even grasp that idea. I'm so lucky to have you guys, and you all make me so happy. So thank you so much for just being here. What's your least favorite candy? Black licorice. Oh my gosh, I do not like it. It's such a weird flavor. Like, when I don't know about you, but when I bite into it, it's like, whoa, oh, what was that? I think black licorice is just one of those flavors that you either really like or you really don't like. It doesn't ever seem to be like there's a middle. I don't really know too many people who actually like black licorice. Maybe leave a comment. We can have a little survey. How many people like black licorice? Leave your opinions in the comment section. Next up is, what is your favorite drawing/animation that you've done? Whenever I finish a new project or drawing, I always think, I did a good job. I'm proud of it. It's my new favorite. And then eventually I start looking at it and I see flaws and I see things that I don't like about it anymore. I'm like, no, I have to make something that's better. I'm better than this. And then it's not my favorite anymore, and I always feel like I need to improve and there's something that I can do better. And I know that there is, but there's just a part of me that just so I never really have a favorite. I always just have this urge to make something better. It's something that I'm working on. I need to definitely start being proud of my work more, but one animation that I'm working on right now, it's coming out actually pretty good. I think it's really funny and you guys are really gonna like it. So maybe that one will be my favorite, but who knows. Those are all the questions that I'm going to be answering for this video. So thank you to everyone who suggested a question or a drawing. If you want to be part of one of these, make sure you follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, because those are the places that I announce when I'm taking questions and stuff. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later. Goodbye!
One time I was at an arcade and saw someone with an Ari bag, so I went up to them and said, "Hey, I really like your bag." She turned around, looked straight at me, and said, "Thanks, it's from Jaiden Animations." Oh, cool. And then I just walked away because I didn't know how to salvage that interaction without being weird about it. As someone who has somehow amassed big number on YouTube website, you'd probably expect me to be recognized fairly frequently when I'm out on the town. I do definitely get recognized here and there, but given that almost all of the content I've posted is me in cartoon form, it's much less than you'd think. I don't really expect to be recognized unless I'm going somewhere that attracts people who are more online, such as conventions or
Hatsune Miku concerts. Of course, I've been in plenty of IRL content on other people's channels, so it's not like no one knows what I look like, but that barrier has given a bit of cushion on how often people will notice that Jaiden Animations is in their vicinity. The majority of my fan interactions are very positive and follow this general flow. Are you Jaiden Animations? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo? Yeah. Alright, thanks. Bye. It's simple. It's streamlined. Everyone's happy. Of course, not every interaction goes like this. And naturally, people always want to know about the outliers. The bad interactions. The weird ones. Any freaks out there that you've met, Jaiden? I'm lucky enough to be able to say, you guys are pretty normal. There's not really any single experience that comes to mind when people ask me that. So thank you. Gold star to every single person I've met in my entire career so far. However, I do have some funny stories I've collected. Like one time, Jacob and I were sitting down at the Toadstool Cafe to film for their video about Nintendo Land when this one guy walked by and recognized Jacob. Oh my gosh, are you Alpha Red? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo? Yeah, you know, everything's going as per the script. At this point, I piped up and asked, would you like me to take the photo for you? And as I said that, Jacob and I both saw that the guy suddenly recognized my voice, and therefore, me. Now knowing there were 2 YouTubers at that table, he started to ask if I was Jaiden, but mid-sentence realized that if he was incorrect, it would look a little tiny bit racist. You know, you can't always just assume the Asian girl with Alpha Rad is Jaiden, even though 90% of the time you'd be correct. So he ended up pivoting halfway through to cover for the mistake, which ended up like this. Would you like me to take the photo for you? Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, but who are you? Of course, we knew what he meant. I say I'm Jaiden, everything is fine, we all take a photo together. But being able to see the line his brain took in real time was so funny. It's one of my and Jacob's favorite stories because he meant so well. Like, I completely understand what happened. But also asking, sorry, but who are you? To someone offering to take a photo is just... I would love to meet that guy again and just tell him how much we loved that interaction. Dude, if you're out there, I hope your Toadstool Cafe food was good. Because ours wasn't. There actually have been times, though, where people have thought they've run into me and were just wrong. I've seen tweets tagging me like, OMG, just met Jaiden Animations! As I'm currently sitting at home looking at a photo of some poor random Asian girl. When we were all on tour for Scribble Showdown a while back in Chicago, James and Emily went to go look at the bean, and James ended up getting recognized. While he was talking to the group of people, one of them saw Emily and went, oh my gosh, it's Jaiden! James immediately starts laughing his ass off trying to correct them, but somehow wasn't clear enough because when they were all taking a photo, they were like, Jaiden, get in front! Another time, when Jacob and Joe posted a video of themselves playing Mario Wonder in a GameStop, at the very end, Joe turned the camera around to the girl filming and said, are you Jaiden Animations? The bit being it was our friend Sarah Moon, who is not me, but has been called Jaiden by confused viewers in the past for really no reason. But still, hundreds of people in the comment section of the video still thought she was me anyway because Asian girl. Then, to poke fun at that situation, a while later they asked me to record them playing Mario Kart in a round 1, and in it said, huge shout out to Sarah Moon for recording this video, as the camera panned to me. And you'd think people would catch on to the joke, but so many more people were like, okay, I thought that was Jaiden in the other video, but was afraid of being racist. Not realizing they're still not getting it. Sarah and I genuinely look nothing alike, but just pointing at one of us and going, Jaiden, will convince hordes of people in comment sections without fail. It's like casting an inescapable Jaiden spell. On the opposite side of the coin, I was in San Diego for TwitchCon last year, perusing the San Diego Zoo with some friends. And honestly, to hype it up a bit, the San Diego Zoo is awesome. I legit went there 3 times during the 3-day event, which, to the math nerds out there, means I went to the zoo more times than the actual convention. Anyway, someone ended up coming up to me with an "excuse me" that I registered as I was being recognized. So I turned around, expecting the typical fan interaction. Sorry to interrupt, but are you Amaru? I was stun-locked. It threw off my whole script and I accidentally blurted out, "Oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just Asian." And the guy didn't really have anything to say about that. He just went, "Oh, okay, thanks." You know, it was a nice little dose of humble for me, though. I got a kick out of Emily and Sarah being called Jaiden, and now I've been struck by the Amaru hammer. Look, I'll be the one to say it, though. None of us look like each other. We're just Asian women on the internet, and not even the same kind. So yeah, if you ever think you see your favorite Asian creator in the wild, make sure you double check. Sometimes I can tell people are secretly Googling me before asking for a photo just to be sure. And you know, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I didn't mean to go off on this whole tangent about people accidentally being racist. I'm sorry, there were just a lot of instances of it. We can get back on track now. The very first time I was recognized, not in like a convention setting, was in a random Target. I was walking down an aisle chatting with my friend Kelsey when someone passed by, backtracked, and came up asking, "Are you Jaiden?" Now, this was back in 2017 when I had significantly less content showing my face, so I was completely shocked and not prepared. I was in ugly house clothes, no makeup, hair wasn't washed, literal bridge dweller, and was in the middle of my first public fan interaction. Apparently, they recognized me from my voice, which is nuts. Some people have told me I sound exactly like how I do in my videos, and others say I don't, so I have no barometer on what I actually sound like. The person was super sweet. This isn't like a crazy story or anything, but it's special in my mind because I was so embarrassed and unprepared for it, mentally and physically. This next one was when Jacob, Captain Kidd, and I were in Hawaii for Pokemon Worlds. We'd all just arrived at the event and were checking out all the fun decorations Pokemon set up. Since all of us have made a good amount of Pokemon content, a lot of Pokemon fans were recognizing us and asking to take photos. A well-intentioned mom ended up taking notice of how much attention we were getting and asked us what we did for a living for all of these people to be coming up to us. Jacob explained we were YouTubers and she lit up, saying her son watches a lot of YouTube, pointing down at the young boy hiding behind her leg. In an attempt to connect with the kid a bit, Jacob asked what YouTubers he watched. "I like Mr. Beast." Seeing a way to make the kid excited, Jacob pointed at me and said, "No way! Did you know she was in a Mr. Beast video recently and won?" Instantly, the kid jumped up. "You know Mr. Beast?" "Well, like, kinda. I've talked to him before, but will you tell him to give me $1 million? First of all, hilarious situation to suddenly be thrust into. Second of all, now that the kid was suddenly not hiding behind his mom's leg anymore, we could see he had a giant gold chain around his neck, sporting a framed PSA graded base set first edition Charizard. Little dude, do you know how much cash you've got around your neck right now? The card was graded like 9.5 as well. I have no idea where he got it from. Like, you always see those "can you give me $1 bajillion" comments on Mr. Beast stuff, but it was surreal to witness it in real life. Like, it's real. Gold chain Charizard Mr. Beast kid has been cemented in my memories, and he didn't even know who we were. Also, for the record, after I won the Mr. Beast cube, my emails were an absolute wreck of random people begging me for money. "Can you give me money? May please get some money? Hi, JD." Not my name. "Just 10K, thank you." Heart. Someone straight up sent me a PayPal invoice for $10,000 with no message attached. Just an outstretched, grubby little hand in my inbox. Guys, I didn't win any money from that thing. You can stop emailing me. We gave it all away to various artists all over the globe to support them through their art school, which was an incredible opportunity, and I was very happy to support artists, and I wish them all the best of luck with their degrees. But stop emailing me for money! gosh, I don't even want to know what Mr. Beast's DMs look like. One time my phone screen died on me, not my fault, so I had to take it to a repair shop. This was unfortunately during a time when my car's driver's side mirror was smashed. My fault. So I also had no street legal car to take me back home while I waited for my phone to be fixed. Needing to kill 2 hours, I ended up sitting in a nearby Burger King equipped with my Switch to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure and an iPad as a second monitor to watch YouTube videos. I almost made it the entire time with no issue, but like some sort of pathetic Scooby-Doo villain, my plan was foiled as a nice girl came up to me and quickly said, "I really like your videos," before walking back over to sit with her friends. Now, the interaction itself was completely fine. I'm just embarrassed at what it looked like on her end. Internet personality Jaiden Animations sitting completely alone at a single seat table in a random Burger King. No food in sight, just a table covered in devices like some sort of 27-year-old iPad kid. She didn't even let me explain my situation. She just said hi and walked off. So, kind girl, if you're out there, or even still a fan, it wasn't as pathetic as it looked. It was pathetic, but it's not that bad. I was just passing the time. Please resubscribe. I feel like I lost you that day. Speaking of unfollowing out of shame, a couple of years ago, I went with some friends to my first furry convention. The furry convention isn't the shameful part though. That itself was great. The actual shame began when my group wanted to check out the 18+ section, mainly out of curiosity and entertainment. I sheepishly followed them in, and just as I was thinking to myself, man, it would sure be unfortunate if I got recognized while in here. Oh my gosh, are you Jaiden Animations? Yeah. So admittedly, there's a single photo out there of me, a fan, and a very colorful background. Quickly moving on from that one, this story is by far the most I've ever been recognized out in public in my entire life. There's probably a teeny little slight possibility I curated it myself by accident, but it was when I went to a Hatsune Miku concert in California. The community somehow has caught on that I like her, and said community was all right there in one spot. Before the concert, I was getting recognized like every few minutes, which is very not normal for me, but, you know, completely fine. I don't mind at all. Eventually, everyone was led into the venue. I was meeting a few more people inside. Then the lights went down and we all got to enjoy the concert as per usual. However, when the show was over and the lights turned back on, everyone rotated 180 degrees to head to the exit, which meant people could see my face again. We would make it a few steps forward, get stopped, then 3 more people would come up, and I'd suddenly be against the wall. All while my poor friends just had to watch it all happen and wait for me. For the first time ever, I needed to figure out a way to get out of there, or else I would have been taking photos with the entire concert audience as my friends withered on the floor. Sarah put her big hoodie on me, another friend gave me their sunglasses, and suddenly, I vanished. No more Jaiden Animations. Poof. She was gone. The Clark Kent strategy actually works. Sarah and I quickly headed to the exit, squishing past unsuspecting Miku fans, and it wasn't until we made it all the way to the parking lot where we turned around and realized we were alone. I was successfully smuggled out, but the downside was the disguise was so overly effective even our friends didn't know who I was anymore. At least now I know if I'm ever in a sticky situation, a simple hoodie and glasses is really all it takes. I will no longer be making fun of Superman's public disguise. Dude knew what he was talking about. Despite all of these stories, if you ever see me in public, please don't be afraid to come up and say hi. I'm more than happy to meet you or take a photo. Again, basically every person I've met who watches my videos was absolutely wonderful, these stories included, and I promise I won't make a video about you if you accidentally say something a little awkward. Unless it was really funny and the world needs to know. Also, I can tell when you recognize me, I've essentially got a spidey sense for it by now, and it's more uncomfortable for both of us if you just stare at me for 30 minutes and then leave. Please, just say hi or something. It's okay. I'm lucky to have such a normal and kind group of people watching my content, and I do really enjoy getting to meet you guys. I guess if you were to take anything from this video, make sure you know it's actually me. This is not me. This is not me. This is not me. I'm this one. Hope that helps.
Man, it has been quite some time since I've done a good old classic story time. What is this, 2016? The fact that I really only have lighthearted funny stories to share and not really any bad or scary ones with meeting people who watch the videos is a huge testament on how kind and respectful you all are, and I really appreciate it. Like, half of these stories are about how I was the one fumbling it, you know? I always look forward to meeting more of you guys in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Do you want to join soccer? Not really. My mom had me in physical activities before I was even able to comprehend the idea of free will. But that's not anything I'm complaining about. I really enjoyed most of them, and it got me being active really early in life. If mom didn't do that, I definitely would have just sat on the floor of my room and played with a light bright for 15 years. When I was 4, my mom was like, "Alright, up and at 'em, future diva! Time to get those feet a-tapping!" Since I was so young, I really don't remember anything about dance classes. I know we had a tumbling part where we would spin around or do somersaults. And I think there was a giant foam cheese wheel I would run full speed into. I don't know what that was all about. I also have this distinct memory that when I was on my way to class, I was chewing gum in the back seat, and for some stupid reason, I took it out of my mouth and started playing with it, except it started sticking to my fingers the more I tried to get it off, and by the time Mom opened the door to let me out, One dance recital, I was doing this routine with other girls in front of the parents. I was in the center like the little queen I was. And apparently, in the middle of the performance, the girl on the left froze up and stopped dancing. Megan, I swear to God, if you ruin my big moment, I'll put gum in your hair. I guess it wasn't that big of a deal, but there was a part where we had to start shuffling to the side, and she still wouldn't move. So what did I do to continue the show? I grabbed her tiny 4-year-old hand. We looked at each other, I nodded, and her eyes lit up with determination. We danced in sync for the rest of the show, hitting every step perfectly, and got a standing ovation from all the parents as we were showered by flowers. Just kidding, I started pushing her as I was dancing because she was in my way. After blowing it out of the water and becoming too good at dance with gum webs and shoving away the competition, I dropped it and started cheerleading. And I don't remember anything about that era at all. My parents could be like, "No, you never did cheerleading." And I'd be like, "Yeah, okay." One time getting out of my dad's car to go to practice, I slammed the door onto my thumb and was like, "Dad!" And that's it. That's all I got for you. It doesn't have anything to do with cheer at all. But here's a picture of me doing some cheer thing for proof I did it. And also, here's my thumb. Yes, I still have it. Next up was gymnastics. That was one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. Not because we were doing a bunch of crazy flips and spinning around bars. Nah, I was just a freaking pussycat. I was so bad at everything. I was the first to fall over with the wall handstands. I couldn't do a single pull-up. Still can't. I didn't know why people kept yelling, "Stick it" at me. Yeah, stick it to the man. I was so wimpy and bad, I was the kid the coaches had to pull aside during practice and be worked on one-on-one. While everyone else was having fun in the foam pit, I was taken off to the side to work on not being a failure. Jaiden, lean back. I'm spotting you. We're gonna do a back bend. No, I can't do it! Just lean back. My arm is right here. Never! I have no reason to trust you! Stick it to me. I didn't spit in anyone's face. But I was never able to do a back bend because I trusted no one and thought I'd just fall over and die. I was a woke 6-year-old. Already knew not to trust anyone but myself. Aren't you the one who slammed your own thumb into a car door? And then one time, I was at a friend's house jumping on her trampoline, and I landed on my knees weird and somehow spun it into an excuse to stop gymnastics. Yay, quitting! Not a prodigy-born gymnast? Well, alright then, how about soccer? I played soccer for a long time, just like everyone else has, and actually really enjoyed it for a while. My first team was called the Pink Panthers, because our uniforms were hot pink. I was the nerd of the team that kept a stuffed animal Pink Panther in my soccer bag for good luck. It didn't work, we sucked butt. But it was still a lot of fun. Coincidentally, one time we played against another team that was also pink. They were called the Pink Panthers. Alright, Pink Panthers, we've got a big game this weekend against the Pink Panthers.
Well, it sounds like we win either way. All the parents would be trying to cheer for us, but it was pretty confusing because it would just turn into, go Pink go hot Pink Panthers! Come on, light Pink Panthers, you got this! Don't pass it to the other team, that's your own goal! Whatever. I ended up not liking soccer after a while because everyone was getting more and more intense about it. Freaking destroy them, Amelia! Kick their shins! Yellow cards are just warnings! How about we just have fun, guys? I couldn't keep up with the burning hunger for victory everyone else started developing, and I started getting really scared. Whenever there was a one-on-one charge to the ball, I would run at full speed to look like I was dedicated and wanted to win. But at the last second, I just run past him because I didn't want to get plowed or kicked in the face. And then I kept running and ran all the way home. Call me selfish, but I wasn't taking a soccer ball to the face for this madness. I wasn't that devoted to the team. Like, I don't mind losing. During soccer, I also tried karate for a couple years, and enjoyed that too. Until it started getting more extreme, and everyone was gaining an undying thirst for intensity again. Hey, this is kind of fun. There isn't much to say here. I enjoyed it for a long time. My brother and I were in the classes together. That was some fun sibling bonding time. Yeah! We participated in little tournaments where we would perform our forms and spar each other. Sometimes we would have to perform forms to music, and it was like a little dance recital, except without any 4-year-olds that needed to be shoved off the stage. And I'm not gonna show any footage of those tournaments because it's very embarrassing, and I don't need that on the internet. They were taking them down. It's an ancient Chinese art. Everybody is their cause. Motivating to escape. Finally, in 6th grade, I dropped everything and started up tennis, which was the first sport I actually got the hang of and loved. I even joined the high school team, which was cool. One time when we were practicing after school, the guys' track team was doing warm-ups by the courts, so they were all lined up behind the fence in the sitting area. It was pretty chill. We were doing our own thing and stuff, but every once in a while, one of them would make a stupid comment like, "Yeah, you go, girls. Come on, hit it harder." No one took note of them because they were just pesky boys and we were too busy kicking butt. But at one point, I smacked the ball hard enough that it bounced and stuck right into the fence where one of their faces were. I don't like showing off in front of guys or people or anything. That's not at all my thing. I can be attracted to all genders, which is normal and not a big deal, and would still rather just stand in a dark corner and not draw attention to myself and be invisible. But the shock on his face and the fact he stumbled back a bit out of surprise, freaking hell yeah. That made me feel like All Might for a sec there, with his sassy attitude and taking no bull from anyone. Haha! I am here! Little side story. Tennis practice in the Arizona summers were frickin' brutal. It would be 116 degrees outside and we would be playing for 3 hours. There were points where people would be in the middle of a match, go off to the side to throw up, and then get right back into playing. Blech. 15 love? And that's it. That's all the sports I've been involved in during my lifetime so far. I'm glad I have all those experiences because I feel like they gave me a lot of spice and variety to my life during those times. It's really important for your health to keep active, and I had a lot of fun just being a kid running around and doing sports and feeling great. And now I do nothing but sit behind a computer and draw for 11 hours straight. The end. Oh hey, funny seeing you here. It's been a while. Sorry about that, but also, I'm not too sorry because I was away on family vacation and I had a good wholesome time because I love my family and want to spend time with them. Anyway, it's been forever since I've done any sort of sports whatsoever because I stopped pretty much as soon as I left high school. There would be a few times where my friend Kate and I would try to go out and play tennis again and be like, yeah, it'll be fun to hit the ball around, just like old times. And then we'd suck because we haven't even looked at a tennis racket in like 2 years. One time in 10th grade, there were these two guys in my chemistry class talking about sports, like the stereotypes they were, and one of them was like, is tennis a sport? And I'm thinking to myself, no, that wasn't a real question. He's goofing. And the other was like, I don't think so. And in my head, I immediately stabbed myself in the brain. Tennis is a sport. It's not an opinion. And I've got hard proof. Hey Siri, is tennis a sport?
Which league? ADP or WTA?
ADP?
The US Open took place between August.
She didn't even question it. She just went, what league? Boom, not even open for discussion. Siri, shut that down real quick. Thanks for watching the video. Talk to you later. Tennis is a sport. If you disagree, you can fight Siri. Bye. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Where are we going?
We're going to VidCon.
Yay!
Woo! We wanted to record the sign of Welcome to California because we're in California now, but we were busy watching Treasure Planet.
Yeah, we just looked up and like, oh, there it is.
4 minutes now. Now, if you can get around this
Except practicing.
Playing Tetris in the car, even on a phone, he's still
pretty boss.
Windmill Forest. Look at him go. Keep it up, friends. You're doing good. Low-key. Oh, hello. Just got in the hotel. This is pretty cool. And then they gave me a bag. I don't know what's in it. A bag, and it says Tumblr, even though I don't have a Tumblr. Oh, I got a camera? Wait, what is this? Yeah.
Not for me.
Look, here's the camera.
You should film on that now.
So there's like stuff in here too. There's a Tumblr hat.
Ooh.
Here, wear this for me.
I have a Tumblr.
Yeah, you deserve it more than I do. Alright, we're gonna find people.
We're gonna do it.
James is wearing my hat.
Yes.
Because I'm not worthy of it. We're gonna go find the squad. This is gonna be awesome.
Yes. It's happening.
Oh my god. We got our passes. Fancy. I'm not supposed to be in this area because it's public, but I mean, whatever.
Don't tell anyone.
Shush. We're trying to find Tony. We're on the phone with them. This is how we're so close, but so far. Right? Tony!
Are you
Oh my god, I am vlogging.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It just found us. Oh my god. What's your name? You're the first person we ever met here.
We just got here like 5
This is so real.
Yes.
Tying a shoe.
No.
And we found Dan! Yay! Now we don't know what to do. Don't walk away from us.
I look right in the sun now. I can't see anything.
Oh, there it is! Perfect timing. That's for you guys. I already ate.
Yeah.
Let's go find somewhere to sit. We couldn't find a spot to eat. So we're sitting in grass. Like peasants.
Right, we're talking about.
This is James's room.
There's VidCon over there. I can see
You can see VidCon from here. James, explain. Oh, you can see someone in the thing there.
Oh, God.
Ooh, spooky.
Oh.
James, explain what just happened in the elevator.
So I was bleeding out of my hand, just because, I was, being a weirdo, just messing around. And then Jax Films, just went in the elevator with us, and, my hand was all bloody. I was like, oh, hey, I really love your videos. And I was like, I make videos too, it's whatever. And, I told him. And I was, really worried he'd, try and shake my hand, and I'd be like, but he didn't do that.
Yeah. So we, talked to Jack, and Tony wasn't there.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Tony.
I don't like these people.
Are these things $1,500?
The world may never know.
The world may never know. Look who's here!
Yay!
Oh, it's not focused. Yay! We're in James' room. And we got the bags. The bags. Just talked to the people and now he's gonna juggle with them.
This is crazy. I wish I was Alex.
I wish I knew how to juggle.
His name is Alex, too.
Wow! Leaving the animation squad for the Alex squad. Go, Alex!
Oh!
And when I say Alex, I mean both of you.
Tony here?
We don't know where Tony went. He's gone forever.
What? Okay. Thank you.
Woo! Explain your emotions.
It was a very weird view.
Confess your love for your favorite YouTube star.
Captain Sparkles.
Captain.
I love you, Captain.
We're all taking a break because we're really tired. We actually just saw a follower
You should like have it when followers are actually there.
That'd be kind of weird. I feel like that's really awkward. Like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Shoves camera in face. I'm gonna film you, and then I'm gonna film Mark and Jack. But we're getting food. We're getting food.
It's at the cool kid lunch table.
Yeah, we're in the backstage because we were able to get in. No one's allowed back here, but people. So only some people.
Kind of want to like go to Jackson's.
You're not bleeding this time.
Not bleeding this time.
Oh my god! Look at this freaking line! What are we doing? This is crazy. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing here. Down. Oh my god. Who's that? Dashing Asians. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Dom, what do you have to say?
That's me. Hi, I'm Jaiden. Face reveal, face reveal.
Jaiden face reveal. Oh shoot. We're taking a break from VidCon. That was crazy. We signed for like 2 hours almost.
Yeah.
Ah! Oh, it's slippery. This is all ice.
See him?
My red card.
Who let us in here? I play a bean game, but no one knows how to play except Alex.
Yeah.
He's trying to
Now you gotta
explain,
trade.
but no one understands. Tony's been boozled. Bean boozled. Double bean boozled.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony's got the fizzy drink bean and the blue bean that he traded. And it was a bad trade.
You have I'm pretty
apparently.
Maybe
No,
I do.
you're proud of your what?
my deck.
Yeah, we're still playing, and I kind of get it now. But look at all my wax beans.
Thanks.
I'm the wax bean master.
Okay, my turn. Boom.
We just walked into all the meet and greets because we have good passes. James is on the hunt for Captain Sparkles. He's having a meet and greet sign thing right now.
I don't know who. I don't know which number.
We don't know where it is.
Like
We just walked in and people let us.
Hey.
Oh, hi. Oh, hello. We're gonna find Captain Sparkles.
One of these days. You probably might have even walked past him.
Yeah, we actually haven't been paying attention. We'll find him. The hunt is on. There he is.
And where is Cool Cat? There he is.
He's right there. Oh, we also stole some Sharpies. We didn't mean to. We didn't know it was his. So we're waiting.
Yeah, still waiting.
Still waiting for Captain Sparkles. While we waited, we built this nice tower.
Hope Jordan likes it.
Yeah, we hope he likes it.
It comes out soon too.
Yeah, we've been waiting for a while.
I hope because
James is being nice. We literally have the passes to go up and cut everyone in line, but we have morals.
But like it would also be awkward to like everyone in the back of the line too.
Nice makeshift shirt. I know. I saw that in the video. And there was a delay. Delayed getting his shirt. He works for Maker.
It wasn't me. This one we don't even have this one. This is
I need to see that.
sunglasses.
Oh, it finally happened, the moment. So we're like backstage right now with the panel, and I'm really nervous, but these guys aren't. And then we're talking about how some places believe in not giving out ranch dressing.
They just don't know. They don't believe in the sauce.
Yeah, it's strange. This is the conversation we use to prepare for this. Oh my god, I'm nervous. There he goes. Some say he's still going today. The whole squad's here. Oh my god, this is so awesome. Okay, we got some crazy stunts happening. Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh my god!
I like drove into the car. I almost died.
I asked him if he was gonna jump over this, and then he said yes. Oh my god.
No, oh no.
Oh! Yeah, dumb.
I will now jump over the arrow.
Oh, that was close. Ah!
I concede.
Oh, the champion remains. Sack the M&Ms. Oh, fail.
I want to kick it.
Ah!
Twice!
Oh, shoot! Look what's happening here.
This guy with 2 million.
What do you have to say?
Student becomes the teacher.
Oh my god. The lowest point of Dom's life. Is it good?
It's great. That is the best shoe tie
Rate
I've
the
ever
shoe
felt.
tie 10 out of 10.
I actually want him to redo the other one.
Look who we just ran into. Oh my gosh. It's so good to finally, I never even like met them before. And then like, oh my gosh. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh, it's so awesome. Almost 2 years working with you guys. We finally got to meet at VidCon.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Yay. We're about to go to Disney. Yay. We're eating food. Oh, I thought you were gonna give me a... Yeah. James is on his, what, 4th orange juice?
I paid $6 for this OJ.
He's getting his money's worth out of orange juice. Oh my god.
Kid. Okay, so I paid for orange juice. It was $6. I was like
very
shocked,
upsetting.
and I like drank like 5 glasses of orange juice, and then they didn't charge me for it.
It's true. I know it's hard to believe, but it's 100% true.
Wow. You just chugged 5 cups of orange juice for nothing.
It was for nothing, Tony. It was for nothing.
You're all so far apart, I can't get you in the shot. We just got to Disney.
Oh, we were not taking a picture?
Oh. I guess you can take a picture. Okay, so people will screenshot that. We just got to Disney, and now we're gonna have fun. This is our last day together, squad.
This is my fun face.
How beautiful it is. Oh, we're in. We're in the most magical Disney place on the earth of Disney magic. What?
My friend's over here, look.
See, I tripped on the railroad tracks.
Minnie. Mickey's all right, but Minnie is an excellent cook.
Minnie's a babe.
Yeah, she's a total hottie.
Ship Alex and Minnie.
Well, say what you want about everyone else, but
Alex.
she has some nice ears.
Look how cute. Oh, yes. Okay, we can go. That's all I wanted. If you just walk out with that, then I don't think they'll stop you. They're like, wow, look at that. Oh my god! Oh, I caught it. Here you go. That didn't happen. Cut that part out, Jaiden. We're here.
Disney!
Look at the horse!
No, we're looking at
No, I'm zooming in on the horse. Hold on.
Film me getting on the horse.
Film you
Without permission.
Film you getting on the horse. Film you stealing a horse at Disneyland.
I would die.
So much fun. Oh, it's so much fun. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alex is filming. Oh my god, behind the scenes. Oh my god, Disney.
Behind the scenes of behind the scenes.
Oh shoot. Bwah.
Vlogception.
Bwah.
We just learned some secrets about Jaiden.
Yeah, we're gonna get on It's a Small World, and the only reason we're going is because when I was little, I cried on the entire thing because I was scared of the dolls, so we're just gonna see if I cry again.
He thinks, well, we got a bet here.
Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah.
He thinks she's gonna cry.
Put in the comments, hashtag is Jaiden gonna cry on, I don't know, it's a long hashtag.
James are gonna cry together.
Oh my god, it's happening.
Jaiden gonna cry?
I feel it building up. Oh no!
Memories just coming back.
The flashbacks are happening already. We just got off the ride.
I have frozen stuff.
I only cried a little bit.
She didn't cry. I told you guys. I believed in her. She
Whoever
came
thought
through.
I would cry.
All the haters.
You all owe me $5. Ha! Yay! So we're at the Cheesecake Factory. Alex left. It's just the 3 amigos. Cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
Cheesecake.
Get it?
Yes.
Ready for this.
They have not been to the Cheesecake Factory
Oh
before.
yeah, neither of us. Never been here. Yeah.
And this is their first experience of heaven.
Do you like it? Out of 10. 25.
Oh! Oh! It's kind of blurry.
It tastes like cookie dough though. Like,
Yeah.
now you're gonna narrate.
Is it good?
Like cookie dough with like chocolate chips in it. Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. But it's still good, right?
Yeah, this is good.
Yay!
Who doesn't like cookie dough?
So I'm editing the vlog for the VidCon trip. Right now you can see that like I have it all. Yeah. I didn't script this. I that's a bad habit I'm starting to have. I'm not scripting anything until it's turning out crappy. I realized I forgot to record a proper outro. It kind of just ends on the cheesecake, and that's not really a satisfying ending. So I just want to say goodbye. This is the end of the video, and I want to say thank you to everyone. This trip was mind-blowing. Going in, I didn't know what to expect, but whatever I was expecting, it really surpassed anything I could have ever dreamt of. And I'm really thankful for you guys. I'm forever indebted to you. You guys are like, oh, thank you for making videos, and you make me smile so much, and you're such an inspiration. But I mean, you guys are really the ones that are helping me. So thank you so much. This trip surpassed anything I could have ever dreamt of. I mean, this was incredible. I never thought I would ever get to this point in anything in my entire life. You guys make me feel the happiest I've ever been. So thank you for watching. I honestly love all of you. And yeah, see you next VidCon, I guess. Woohoo! Bye. What do I want to say?
Should we clap sync?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a better start.
that can be your opener. Ready? 1, 2,
People are like,
3.
what the heck? Oh, wait. I was laughing. Sorry. Hello, everyone. I'm Jaiden. See, this is my attempt at an intro, but I'm not alone because I'm with Jazza from Draw with Jazza. If you don't know him, he's an art guy.
Hi, I'm an art guy.
He does animation tutorials, drawing tutorials. It's pretty great.
Thank you so much.
People don't know this, but when I started animating or wanting to learn how to animate, I used his videos to learn how to animate.
That's awesome.
So it's coming full circle. It's so weird. So if you ever say Jaiden, how do you animate? Go bother him. So,
welcome over to my channel. Anyone who wants to bother me, but thank you so much for having me here today. I'm a huge fan. I love the way you tell your stories. It's really fun.
Thank you.
So, yeah, it's an honor for me.
Mutual respect.
Yeah, mutual respect 5.
Clap. We made a drawing challenge. At least we think we made it. I haven't seen anyone else do this before. We're gonna switch off drawing something, but I'm gonna be an evil, devil, and I have to, ruin everything.
Yeah.
And then Jazza, he's the nice, kind, sweet, giving angel who turns a bad situation into a good one. We already recorded me being the angel and him being the devil on his channel, so after this...
I have to say, I was saying in the video, actually, it sounds much easier to be the devil than the angel. It's okay, all you have to do is ruin the other person's work, but in reality, it's actually quite hard, so...
I'm not the best at being evil.
Alright, what I want to begin the story with is Bob. And Bob's a really swell guy. He's actually heading off to his new job as an accountant. He graduated from accountant school.
Accountant college.
Is that a thing?
I'm sure it could be.
All right. Well, he just graduated from accountant college. New shoes. Look at these shoes.
That is a confident walk, might I say.
Aside from a swell walk, he's got this happy, bubbly little family. Little baby with a what do you call them? We call them dummies. Is that what you call them?
Are you calling babies dumb?
No. We don't call...
Wait,
I meant this thing. The thing in the baby's mouth.
Oh, like a pacifier?
Yeah.
A dummy? Is that an Australia thing?
I guess. I don't know if they do it in the UK as well.
I thought you just flat out called the baby dumb.
No. We have a toddler and he calls it his dum-dum.
Oh.
It's a little international confusion here, but there's this gorgeous little baby with a pacifier and a really happy wife who also has work later that day because she is a politician. Everyone loves him, and in particular, this accountant guy is excited because he's starting his first day at work after accountant school.
They do all look very happy. I'll have to spoil that in a bit.
There's a sign on her lawn saying, vote for me.
Vote for me. Take note, politicians. This is how you win the majority.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm just gonna wrap it up there. I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Which is the, oh, here it is. Move the trash. Open. That's how I ruin it. I just move it to the trash.
Just delete it.
It's the ultimate. Like, I just killed 3 people. So, it looks like a big ol' happy family. But, little do you know, you drew Sonic shoes, which means this man is Sonic. And he is running away from...
Commitment?
Bye! Sonic is wearing a nice tie because he thought he was going on a blind date with this woman. He like did his hair, see, like that's his little hairdo. But the reason he's running away from this, it looks like a woman, but it's actually Eggman.
Oh my god! Who dresses up during the day in disguises as a political woman in a small town.
He's like, vote for me. He was trying to win the heart of the city and Sonic at the same time. 2 birds with 1 stone. The truth would come out.
How long were they married before they figured this out?
Oh, they weren't married. It was a blind date.
Oh, I see. And they had a child. How do you explain that one?
No, here, I have a reason for this as well. Eggman always has his robots, and the baby is secretly a robot. And
I don't
he's
know
like,
how to
hey,
save this.
Gaga, destruction! I don't know what Robotnik does, but I think it's like machines and stuff, so I'm gonna give him like evil claw hands. He's actually got Sonic, and that's why he can't run anywhere. He got him by the head. Like he's trying to run, his feet are going. But it's like a treadmill. He can't run.
My turn. Let's do this. Okay, well, the rage, the pure fury with which Sonic is hit with in this moment of terror, the only moment in his life where he's not been able to run, has him reeling, and out of nowhere, these powers course through his veins. This is a lot of reconfiguring. You have to remove a lot before you can add anything.
First I was like, hey, you're just deleting all my stuff.
No. There's
I think I know what
there's a strategy here. All right, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Sonic the Hedgehog's true heritage was revealed, and his blue hair courses. And Dr. Robotnik is cowering in fear as Bob, aka Sonic the Saiyan, is revealing his true power. All the time that Dr. Robotnik thought he had Sonic in his grasp, Saiyan Sonic was building a spirit bomb, and good shall triumph forever. Good luck. Oh, and he's still running for office, by the way.
Oh, yeah. So it looks all fine and dandy. The day is almost saved. However, Mr. Eggman, or Dr. Eggman, Professor Eggman, is not alone. He called someone up. Oh, his mustache is in the way. Help! SOS! I can't do this alone when the power is too strong. Vegeta is coming for him. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z. I think his hair's like this. It's very spicy.
I'll get you, Kakarot. That's my Vegeta voice.
He's like, hey, you can't do that. This is my show. Hey you. You're breaking
Vegeta shows up and is like, stop it.
Stop. I'm gonna...
Just stop it.
I'm shaking my fist. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna hurt... Oh, he's really muscly, isn't he? Ooh, you can't... Oh, geez, anatomy.
I didn't know they were friends with characters from Sonic, though. That's new to me.
It's all related. They have coffee after they record their episodes. I don't know how they fly, but I'm gonna give them
They have little wings on their shoes.
This guy, he's like... Even though he's like, oh no.
By the way, he's had a very optimistic outlook the whole time up until now.
Now it's
he's
like
just been, whatever's happening, he's just there smiling like a doofus.
Yeah. Now he's like, uh-oh. It's like the awkward smile where like,
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. There's like an evil purple guy, right?
What, you mean like Frieza?
The purple guy. I don't know what he looks like.
I grew up thinking Frieza was a girl because, I don't know, that was this high-pitched voice and like smaller than everyone.
I know
never knew it was
what
a dude.
he looks like. So I'm gonna draw him as Mewtwo. Mewtwo and Frieza have merged together. The cartoon anime timelines are in shambles at this moment. Everything is in chaos. Everything is not going as it should be.
Uh-huh.
See, I can draw much better than this, but
I love we both have entire audiences who follow us based on our art.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And then I pull
why
out
would
stuff
we
like this.
bother making good art?
since everything is so in shambles, the television itself,
Is this just getting super meta right now?
this is the TV, and it's an old TV. It's got the antennas. They broke. Oh shoot! I gotta select
God.
all the layers. No. So the TV is broken now, and the kid, he's watching the show. He's like, "Mom, something happened."
I have a lot to work with.
Yeah. How did this start with the sales?
Yeah, this started off with just some guy going to work. Little do you know, these kids watching the TV, the sadness that they're experiencing, oh god, is only there because the show ended. The good news is the reason they were watching this show is because they were a focus group by a group of developers and scientists. These are scientist glasses. They're taking notes. They've struck gold. The best TV show and story arc that has been developed by humanity. Scientifically proven. Not only are they going to make a huge amount of money with this, but they're going to inspire generations. Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z ain't got nothing on this. There happen to be a bunch of other scientists as well.
There's a dress code.
There's definitely a dress code, but they have they obviously have different hairstyles. Let me just address that quickly. This guy has an afro and a handlebar mustache.
Oh, he's like a biker guy.
Yeah, / disco. We're in the 80s alternate timeline.
Oh, so he just came back from a disco party, and now he's back to work.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have to have a work-life balance, and these people are really just, genuinely well-balanced people. Okay, cool. But beyond that, not only have they developed TV shows so awesome that children around the world are going to be bursting with joy. These are all the other children, all looking at the people like, where's more? I want more of my show.
So
this is amazing.
Like the pilot episode?
Yep, this is like, okay, we got it. This is perfect. Beyond that, there were other scientists, hang on a sec, of a particularly similar group in the background. Developing an immortal television that awesomeness cannot break. The perfect television and the perfect television series. So awesome that lives will be changed and people will be inspired for eons. One of these children in the audience is so inspired. Their intellect is so raised by the show that they go on to cure cancer and AIDS. That's the happy emoji color.
So because of that show, cancer has been cured.
Yeah, and AIDS.
I think that's all we're gonna be doing for this round. If I were to, should I try and just think of a comeback devil thing?
How about you try and describe why this is not a happy ending to counter my argument, and maybe we put it to a vote. What do you reckon?
All right, let me think about this. So what you are seeing here is what the public is seeing, but this is what the scientists only want you to believe is happening. These scientists are evil, and they have imprisoned these children and are numbing their minds with this hypnotizing TV show that will turn their brain to mush, and they will be enslaved for the rest of their life.
Wow. My question is, did Bob get to work?
So I'm gonna put a card in the video where you can click it and it'll take you to the poll, and you can vote, is this actually a good ending or is it a bad ending?
I'm gonna scunge for points right here. Can you see this depth of field? Look at this.
It got pretty good.
I feel like I get cinematography points. And it's so different from the other story we did, which you can see on my channel, but how fast they escalate and weird they get so quickly.
I had a lot of fun. The other video we did was crazy fun too. If you haven't seen Jazz's channel or his video, go over and check it out. He's super awesome, really informative and funny.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for coming on to the video.
Thanks for having me. I love your channel, and huge hello and thank you to your audience for tolerating me.
Thank you for coming on, and bye everyone.
See you later.
I think we all know the gist of what a speedrun is. Play game fast. But there's so much more that goes into it than what's on the surface. People spend hundreds of hours practicing games, finding optimal routes, discovering the most precise glitches that can save from minutes
to just a few frames, which if you don't know is basically risking your entire run just for a few milliseconds of time save. I've come to love speedruns, watching them at least. Something about them is really cool to me, and I think the community is really cool. It's all cool. I've been lurking and watching various speedrunners for a decent amount of time, and I decided that I wanted to do a speedrun. Now, I don't really have the time to set aside hundreds of hours to hone my skill on whatever game I want, so I decided I had to do a blind speedrun where I just play it for the first time and try my best. I spent a few days racking my brain on what game I'd like to run. I like Pokemon. Maybe I could run a Pokemon game, but that's a lot of researching and memorizing and luck. I could try a Mario game. It's a popular category, but I don't know if it's for me. Then it hit me. The perfect game. Of course! Why hadn't I thought of it sooner? I ran to speedrun.com to check if anyone has run it yet. No one. None. I'm gonna be the first person in the world to speedrun Cooking Mama 2 Dinner with Friends. That I know of. Why did I choose Cooking Mama? Because, dude, Cooking Mama is awesome. If you haven't played, it's a DS game where you follow steps to make food and impress Mama. The better you do, the better score you get. Plus, I'm at an advantage when it comes to preparing food. I've seen Food Wars. I know all the techniques and secrets. If you're under 18, don't look it up. Why did I choose the second game and not the original? That's the one I bought. Duh. I used to play Cooking Mama all the time as a kid with my friend Kate. I always thought Mama's English was really funny.
Great! You gave it your best effort.
I still love it. We even had this system where if we kept failing at a recipe, we'd have to change chairs because that one had bad luck. Obviously. I don't have that luxury this time because I have to stay by the computer, so I'll have to come up with a better strategy. Also, extra movements lose time. I need to be efficient here. Anyway, I wanted to have some sort of challenge, so I decided to add some rules to my run. 1, I have to fully complete the main game mode Cook with Mama. 2, I have to receive a gold medal on every single recipe. That means I can't make a mistake. Ever. Can't burn a single onion, can't accidentally pour the rice into the sink, can't smack my hand while pounding mochi. If I do, the whole recipe needs to be redone. 3, that's it. Do it fast, I guess. The first recipe is pizza, and I was off to a pretty good start. Obviously, it's a speed run, so I didn't have time to read the little description on what to do each step, but for the most part, I was able to use my massive IQ and big, strong brain to decode the objectives in split seconds. Except in the last step where I didn't know how to work the oven and failed immediately. Again, off to a great start. After deciphering how the oven worked, I was moving on quickly. Peanut butter, poke the peanuts, done. Oops. Recover, adapt, overcome. Done. Sea bream carpaccio. Exfoliate the fish, chopping, restart. Choose smaller knife, easy peasy. Corn soup. Ew. Bald the corn, boil, strain. Oh, come on! Not all the corn came out. Alright. Admittedly, I was making a lot of mistakes at the beginning. I was nervous because it was my first speed run, and I didn't know what I had to do most of the time, and was generally panicking. But then I remembered that no Cooking Mama 2 speedruns exist yet, so that means I'm on world record pace, and that made me feel better. One mechanic I had to learn the hard way was, when it comes to the oven, choose the low heat. The first attempt, I decided to go with the medium heat to go a little bit faster. And look at this! Oh no! What was that? That was a speedrun in itself. Burn the apple pie as quick as possible. You know how there's separate categories in speedruns? Mario Odyssey has the one where you take Mario's shirt off as fast as possible called nipple %. I want one for Cooking Mama 2 called burnt apple pie %, where you just burn the apple pie as quickly as possible. Anyway, I redid the pie and was moving on. Bonk! Ill rice bowl. We're about an hour in at this point. I had my friends in a Discord call so they can help me take notes so I didn't have to rewatch all the footage again for the script. And they decided to look up how many recipes there actually were in the game. I didn't know because I wanted to go in completely blind. And you know what they discovered? There are a total of 80 recipes in this game. An hour in, I was on recipe 8. Which would be impressive in real life, but not here. So either we were gonna pull a Cooking Mama all-nighter, or I had to start picking up the pace. Sorry, Shrimp. This is gonna get violent. It wasn't perfect, and I was still making some mistakes, but I started getting into the zone. It helped that I was starting to get familiar with the mechanics, and actually know what the game wanted me to do for most of the steps now. Waffles, chili dog, meatloaf, lobster. I was one-shotting all of them. I even put 2 mama flags on the lobster, which was a bit risky, but you know me, I live for the danger.
I almost forgot to put the lobster on.
Let me pause and tell you a story of my childhood. I already mentioned my love for Cooking Mama as a kid. Even 12 years ago, I set myself the goal of getting gold in all the recipes. But one haunting memory I have of this game was my struggle against the Mama Rice Cracker. All the steps are relatively simple, but at the end you have to stamp all 18 crackers with a Mama stamp. That's what makes the Mama Rice Cracker the Mama Rice Cracker. But as a kid, my DS was old and I dropped it a few times, which messed up the calibration on my screen in a way I couldn't fix. So that meant at the very end of the recipe, it was extremely hard for me to stamp the stamp in the exact spot that Mama wanted. I spent weeks, I'm not joking, trying to get the gold on the Mama Rice Cracker. It was the last one I needed, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I'm pretty sure I was eventually able to pass, but let's just say I didn't, for the sake of drama. Either way, I was having PTSD. I was going through all the steps, washing the rice, putting the rice in the little hole, mochi pounding the rice scoop, and then it appeared. The screen that caused the most pain a video game could to a 10-year-old. I was slowly making my way down the line. Everything was going well. Then all of a sudden, on the 10th cracker... No! I accidentally tapped the screen when I was lining up my pen, causing me to not brand the cracker enough. I'm not one to believe in spiritualism or star signs or Destiny's Child, whatever that stuff is. But that moment in particular made me question if it was all real and my only fate is to eternally fail the last step of the Mama Rice Cracker recipe until I inevitably die an unaccomplished old man that makes ugly rice crackers. I did it right the next time, but that would have been unfortunate, right? With the Mama Rice Cracker conquered, now nothing was in my way, and I was making my way through the rest of the recipes. At the 2-hour, 37-minute mark, 27 recipes in, Ari got out of his cage and was running around the room, so I had to spend precious time getting him back under control. That was a loss of 2 minutes right there. Then I missliced the raviolis, so I'm blaming all of that misfortune on Ari. I actually struggled a lot on the ravioli recipe. The pasta is really hard to cut because you have to time the slice with the line, but since I was so focused on when to cut, a lot of the time I would deviate from the actual line to cut from and mess up. Then when I was able to get past that stage, for some reason the mic had trouble hearing me blow, so even though I was doing what I was supposed to, I'd fail anyway.
Do you hear it?
Overall, I had to redo the ravioli recipe 6 times, and I spent 11 minutes on it. Not great. Thanks, Ari. But after that, I was able to one-shot both the cake and the spring rolls. And can we talk about how the ice cream recipe literally just makes you scoop out store-bought ice cream and put sprinkles on it? That's been my favorite recipe so far. Skipping forward a bit, let's talk about the mango pudding. This was ravioli part 2. The first step I had trouble with was memorizing the order of the ingredients. It was a 6-part Simon Says memory game, and my big smooth brain can only handle one number at a time before the concept of object permanence leaves my body. I inevitably got a lucky pattern that was easy to remember, and after a few more steps, in the end, I had to draw a line at a specific speed that would remove the pudding cleanly. Too slow and it wouldn't come out. Too fast and it just... For the life of me, I couldn't get the pacing right 3 consecutive times in a row. And with the combined difficulty of that, along with the memorizing, I spent another 10 minutes trying to get it right and still failing. My confidence was shattered and I had to take a mental health break. I'll be back for you, mango pudding. I'll come back stronger, and I'll cook you so well I'll become the mama. I was in shambles from the pudding, but was able to move on and started getting back into a rhythm. All these foods, I was knocking them out one by one. I will note that I struggled with popcorn because I thought there was going to be some sort of indicator or something on when to open the lid, so I just sat there until I realized I burnt it all.
Oh, wait.
So I was like, oh, okay, I'll open it when I hear the popping sounds. And then I opened it with like 5 popcorns. But it's okay, I was able to figure it out. Overall, the rest of the run went on without any major problems. I was able to finish up the rest of the recipes, and at the 6-hour, 38-minute mark, I only had 2 recipes left. The bento box, and of course, the mango pudding. Time is ticking. We're in the end game now. Also, my Discord friends were ready to never talk to me again. I thought I could just get the bento box over with quickly because it's like, you just put food in box, right? Well, actually, I didn't realize I had to include food from all the categories Mama gave me or something. So I failed it like 3 times and was on the brink of insanity trying to figure out what Mama wanted from me. The food is in the box, Mama. What's what a bento box is? Food in box. What else do you need? Blood? A blood sacrifice? It didn't say anywhere in the instructions that I should have put more variety in there. Not that I was reading the instructions anyway. I still, right now, don't know what Mama wanted, but at least I finally got the gold after 4 minutes. That meant I only had one last recipe. 79 were completed. The mango pudding was the only thing standing between me and the first Cooking Mama 2 Dinner with Friends world record. I clicked it nervously, but I climbed my mountain. I trained with Mama, and I've come back a new chef. Peeling, slicing, blending, I was quicker than ever. There it was. The memorizing. I was doing well until... No! I restarted. I was sweaty and shaking. My brain was shutting down. My eyes had only been seeing Cooking Mama for the past 6 hours and 45 minutes. Every breath was Cooking Mama. Every neuron in my skull was Cooking Mama. Every atom in the universe at that moment was Cooking Mama. But my next attempt, oh my god, oh Jesus, is this the one? I nervously went through the rest of the recipe until I arrived at the last step. It's been about 3 hours and 15 minutes since I practiced removing the pudding from the mold, and to be honest, I don't remember the removal strats. First one, second one, let's go! I got all the puddings out flawlessly. I waited until the results to confirm it. Boom! 100 points on the mango pudding. Stop the timer. I did it. At long last, all 80 recipes in Cooking Mama 2 gold. In 6 hours, 47 minutes, and 27 seconds. There might be some room for improvement there. Overall, I had a really fun time with the speedrun. It's not even close to a good run, and the time can easily be halved, but I still pride myself in knowing I was the first one to complete and document the Cooking Mama 2 all gold %, and also burnt apple pie %. If there's any speedrunners out there wanting to try and take my crown, I'll share some speed strats I thought of during the run. If you complete the steps too quickly, you get a bonus, and at the end of the recipe, if you get 5 bonuses, you receive a gift that you can't reject or skip, which loses a lot of time. You're smothering me, Mama. So if you can get no bonuses within the entire game, you'd be saving a lot of time. Another tip is, if you're gonna mess up the recipe, don't mess up the last step. Because if you do, you have to wait through Mama giving you your score and clapping for you and being like, yeah, it's almost perfect. And the whole time you're like, yes, Mama, I know it's not perfect. I dropped an egg. And then she gives you like 3 presents in a row because you got too many bonuses. And you're just screeching at her to shut up the whole time. I didn't discover any glitches that would save time, unfortunately. I don't know what a Cooking Mama glitch would look like, but it doesn't sound pleasant. But it doesn't matter, because as of this moment right here, I'm the one with the Cooking Mama 2 Dinner with Friends world record. Guess I finally did something with my life after all. Anyway, thanks for watching my first attempt at a speedrun. I think, in hindsight, I should have chosen a game that could have been done in a few less hours, because I feel like I aged 20 years after this. But you live and learn.
I wanted to submit my run to speedrun.com, but since no one has run the game yet, I need to submit a request to add Cooking Mama 2 Dinner with Friends. But I only made my account last night, and to make a request, I need to have had my account for 7 days. So I'll submit it in 7 days. But it's not gonna be interesting. I didn't record my audio with it. It's just 6 hours of Cooking Mama gameplay. Also, we're working to drop some new merch in the shop really soon. I don't know if it's on the site yet, but it's coming. And we've got some real fun stuff in the works. Alright, that's it. See you later.
My first memory as a child is being strapped down with belts to a chair while a dentist rips out all my teeth as I scream bloody murder against my will. That's not true. But ever since I was little, I've had a really intense fear of the dentist. I'm not sure why. I mean, yeah, going to the dentist is a bit freaky, but even as an adult, I understand the fact that I'm not in any danger, and the dentist is just trying to pick out bits of plaque I've built up over the past 6 months. If anything, I should be scared of how much they charge.
Even though I know this, my body still shakes uncontrollably when they do anything more than floss my teeth, which is still kind of scary because they're always so aggressive about it. Every memory I have of going to the dentist while I was a kid is filled with me just bawling my eyes out during the entire process, and then getting a little toy from their toy machine because I was, quote, so good. I mean, you're not fooling anyone. Even I knew that was just a load of bull. No, I still want it. When I was in 6th grade, my parents decided to finally slap some braces on my mouth. My teeth were pretty straight, but I had an overbite, so I just looked like a nice horse. My mom made an appointment with the orthodontist to talk about the process, and while there, he told me I've still got 5 baby teeth, and I'll need to pull them out before I get braces for common sense purposes. So they sent me out, and I basically had a month to pull out all 5 teeth before they were gonna have to rip them out for me, which I did not like the idea of. The imagery of them sticking a needle in my mouth fueled both my motivation and intense, overwhelming fear, and I wiggled those 5 baby boys every single day since that meeting. A few of them weren't even wiggling yet, so it was gonna be a race against the clock. Does anyone want to get into a fight? By the end of the month, I managed to pull out 3 teeth on my own. A PB. But it wasn't enough, which meant my mom was gonna have to schedule that dreaded nightmare appointment where they were gonna shove needles down my throat. I was in the living room and could hear her make the call, which made my stomach sink, and I felt petrified that doomsday was going to be my reality in a few days. I could hear them preparing all 100 needles and barbed wire over the phone. That little reality check was enough to fear charge me into new power levels, because maybe an hour or 2 after she confirmed the appointment with the orthodontist, I'd ripped out the last 2 of my teeth. The conversation where my mom had to cancel the extraction appointment 2 hours after she booked it was the biggest feeling of relief I've ever had. She also ended up paying me $75 because she said I just saved her like $500 for yanking the teeth out myself and not having to pay the dentist to do it. Wow. The tooth fairy been scamming me for years. What a happy ending to the story. Jaiden went on to never have anything scary done to her teeth. She continued to live a happy life, only needing to go to the dentist for cleanings and no freaky mouth procedures for the rest of her days. She got her horse teeth fixed and the rest is history. So last year in June, I had to get my wisdom teeth taken out. My wisdom teeth had been growing in and shoving their aggressiveness into the sweet harmony of my existing teeth for a few years. My mom intended to get them removed when I turned 18, but I think she forgot, and I thought I could get away with it, but they were starting to get really painful and annoying. One was coming in sideways, which made my gums get in the way while I ate, which made me only chew food on the left side of my mouth for like a whole year. I'd had enough and figured I just needed to get it over with and have them ripped out. I scheduled an appointment to get them removed on June 11th and braced for impact the rest of the week. Before the extraction, they wanted to have a meeting with me to discuss the process of what they're doing and how they're doing it. They put on one of those 90s informational videos and everything seemed fine until we got to the part where it was talking about sedation. In the video, they said that some sort of gas is used to induce conscious sedation, the kind that makes you really loopy and not remember anything. But then the nurse piped in and said, "We don't do that here," and let the video continue. So what? I'm just gonna be fully conscious while you needle and drill and probe my mouth? Answer the question! After the video, I said, so is there a way I can be at least semi-unconscious for this? The nurse prescribed me medication called Valium that'll help calm me down, which was relieving to hear. All I wanted was to not be conscious. I picked it up and the day came. I'm excited to not be conscious. My roommate and I got into the car to take me to the appointment, and that's when it really sunk in. This medication isn't doing anything for me, and I am extremely conscious. Do you have any chloroform? Apparently, Valium's supposed to relax you enough so that you're awake, but don't really care what's happening. But by the time the dentist was calling me back to the chair, my nerves were still going haywire. Proof of consciousness. I desperately asked the dentist if I could take another one because one pill wasn't doing enough for me, but she said I'll be fine. Okay. They leaned me back in the chair, put that mouth opener thing in my mouth, put sunglasses on me so I don't hurt my sensitive little eyes, and put the first needle into my mouth. And that's when I couldn't hold it anymore. Fear was overwhelming me the entire day, but that was the moment it really got me. Tears burst down my face, and I was trying desperately not to make that annoying noise when you're trying not to cry too hard, but you need to breathe, but you breathe too much. I kept apologizing because I knew physically I was fine. There wasn't any pain I couldn't tolerate. They hadn't really done anything yet, and I was being irrational. But just the idea that I was awake and present was so intense and I couldn't handle it. I didn't do that, but I wanted to. I was able to compose myself after a few minutes and they kept going, but the sounds of them sawing my tooth in half and yanking it out of my gums, and God knows what else, probably just playing tic-tac-toe with needles in there for the heck of it, was horrifying. I'm not scared of much and I'm relatively reasonable for the most part, so it was really surprising and eye-opening to feel genuine, uncontrollable fear. Like, my head told me things were okay, but my body was freaking out. And then my head was like, dude, chill. And then my body was like... All in all, everything went well, and I was able to go home after they finished up a few hours later. Since I wasn't drugged up and just super numb, I didn't have much recovery to deal with other than swelling, and I kinda just chilled for the rest of the day watching YouTube videos. The dentist even told me I can eat normal food and wasn't restricted to just soup as long as I was careful. I ordered a smoothie bowl to my house, and when I opened the door to take it from the guy, I didn't realize until afterwards I had blood dripping out of my mouth, so luckily he didn't call the police. I was trying with 100% focus to not bite my tongue because I couldn't feel it at all in my mouth and was at high risk for just biting a chunk of it off without knowing. The smoothie bowl had sliced strawberries on top, and you don't realize how much sliced strawberries resemble the texture and sound of biting into a tongue until you don't know where your tongue is in your mouth and also can't feel anything. Was that my tongue? If I had to get my wisdom teeth out again, I highly doubt I'd be this freaked out about it. The hardest part was just not knowing what was going to happen and not being able to brace for it. But afterwards it was like, that wasn't too bad. But also thank the holy merciful gods that I don't need to do that again. So I've got an update. I think I've just been going to a not great dentist. I originally went to them for a retainer and they were like, this is the place that did my wisdom teeth, by the way. So I went to them for a new retainer and they were like, oh, we can straighten your teeth a bit first with Invisalign. And I was like, well, alright, sure. My teeth are already pretty straight because of the braces, but I was like, sure, whatever. They said it'll be done in 6 months. 6 months pass, and none of my teeth align right when I bite down anymore, and it's extremely uncomfortable. Then they were like, let's file your teeth down to line up again. And 10 minutes of teeth shaving later, they're like, it's not working, let's get more Invisalign. And I was like, and when I mentioned being unsure about things now, they were like, it's normal for Invisalign to last for 2 years. And I was like, 2 years? This is the first time I'm hearing anything about 2 years. Also, I didn't even have braces for 2 years when my teeth were actually janked. So yeah, I'm not going there anymore. Follow your dreams, kids.
Merry Christmas, everyone! And if you don't celebrate, then happy normal day for you. Happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I hope you all had a great holiday season. This is actually a very special year because it's the first time Ari's been alive for Christmas. Happy being alive for Christmas, Ari. We can't forget little old Ari, even though he's a brat.
So we're all gonna share Ari's first Christmas together. Yay! Ari, look what you got! You wanna open that one first? No, open it like on the blanket. Oh, it's a bandana! What do you think? It's so festive. You wanna put it on? Oh, look at you! He's just chewing on the strings. Let's open this one next. This one sounds good. Oh! You like the jingle ball? Can you say thank you? No? Rude. Let's look what's inside this one. Come on. What are you doing? No, it's not. Why are you running away? Take the gift. Ari, what's the matter? Don't you like clothes? We can put that on later. Alright, we've got one more present. Ari loves these, like, little bagels. So I got a bunch of them for him. Got a bagel? Why are you walking like that? There you go. Ari loves bagels. Or loops. I don't know what you call them. Ari loves to look out the window. So we got a nice little perch for him. And look, he's looking at the rain. Of course it would be snow somewhere else, but we get rain. Can you say Merry Christmas?
Now, these weren't all the gifts we got for Christmas. A very special cinnamon roll sent us some presents as well. Santa Senpai Weeaboo Misaki is back, everyone. He actually messaged me again after iDubbbz called my Samurai Buyer video
Pretty good.
and wanted to do another. He's asked me before if we could collaborate again, and I wasn't planning on doing another one even though you all seemed to enjoy the first video. But then the idea came to my mind that he could send us some Christmas gifts. I asked Weeaboo if he wanted to say another message to the people, and this is what he sent me.
Hi guys, this is Weeaboo Misaki from Samurai Buyer. Merry Christmas, guys, and Merry Christmas to Jaiden Animation and her pet Ellie. Come to my website. You will see a bunch of Weeaboo Japanese merchandise. Thank you.
Isn't he sweet? Everyone loves Misaki. Right, let's get into the box.
Blah. Misaki sent us a nice box too, and there's like these cute little dogs on it. Do you like them? Or are you still playing with the loop? Alright, let's get into the box. Merry Christmas. What did he send us? Oh, that's kind of creepy. Merry Christmas. Let's look at this. This looks pretty. Oh, it's a mug. What do you think? No? I think it's cute. Alright, let's see what else is in here. Is this one of those, like, Japanese banks that, like, you press the button and then the thing opens? Do I need batteries? I'll get batteries later. Wow, we're getting a bunch of mugs. Okay. You like this one more? Do you have any input at all? I don't know what any of these things are. I don't really watch too much anime. Are these like wallets? What was that? Where are you? What are you doing? If you like this sort of stuff, then more power to you. I have no clue. Alright, I got it free. What in the world? This is terrifying. So it looks like it's a stuffed animal, but it came with instructions. But I'm not gonna listen to those. I'll grab it like this. What the? There's more battery stuff? Ugh. So I got batteries for this thing. I got some coins. I gotta turn it on. Yeah, I've seen... You done? Yeah, I've seen these things before. I didn't know there was, like, a Pokemon one. I'll do another one. I don't know, that little hand is kinda really creepy. Look at it. It doesn't even look connected. What the heck? I also got batteries for this thing. Let's see what this guy's gonna do. He keeps saying not to grab it by the head, but I don't care. What are you gonna do? How do I turn it on? Do I squish his head down? I don't know Japanese. Is this all the instructions? Or is this all the, like, hazards? Is Misaki gonna kill me with this bear? Actually, it kind of looks like it will. So, like, I don't get it. What do you want? What do you want? Ah! What was that? I got... Oh. I see what this is. That seriously jump scared me. Stop interrupting me. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this thing. I don't want this. What do you think? Oh, alright. Stop. It's not even doing it like good. It's like terrifying. I can't even say anything. Turn off. It didn't even do it like good. It's just like. So this is the Misaki haul. Not as good as the other one. There's a serious lack of ducks, and even Ari's afraid of this thing. Merry Christmas, Ari. Oh, are you eating that? No.
I hope you all had a great season. I'd say I hope you all had a good 2016, but we all know that was an absolute train wreck. Here's to another year together, and I hope we all don't implode as a society next year.
Hey everyone, my name is Jaiden, and welcome to my new YouTube channel, Jaiden Animations. Yay! As you can see, I don't have very much on my channel yet because I just started, but I am working really hard and I'm gonna try to get animations out as soon as possible, so don't even worry about it. This is also a good time to subscribe because then you'll be notified on when I make a video. And it really helps me out a lot. I'll normally be telling you guys some stories, things that have happened to me, just anything to make you laugh or brighten up your day a little bit, you know? Just keep in mind that I am still in school, so I have homework to do, other projects to work on, and lots of other things, so I won't be able to post as often as I'd like to. Anyways, thanks for watching. I've got lots of stories to tell, so I hope you decide to stick around. See you later.
I've always been an animal lover. Ever since I saw a picture of a dog, I've been like, I want that. I still love and respect animals, but as a kid, it was pretty intense, not gonna lie. Can we get a dog? Can we get a dog? Can we get a dog? My parents had to sit through years of that until my dad finally couldn't handle it anymore and got me one for my 7th birthday against my mom's will. Before that, they tried everything to make me stop, besides getting me a dog. And by everything, I mean a bunch of fish. Maybe if we shape these fish into a dog, she won't notice. They'd come home with 2 fish from the pet store that would last for about a week, die, and then get replaced. Repeat until dog appears. How many fish must die before I get what I want? Since we got fish from the pet store and not an actual breeder, that was probably a big contributing factor on why they died so quickly. But as a 5-year-old, I also just forgot to feed them a lot, so there's gotta be some fish blood on my hands for that. We went through probably 20 fish in the span of a couple months, but eventually we got these 2 goldfish that didn't die. A true miracle. They were pretty resilient little dudes. One was Goldie, and the other was probably named Fishy. Probably some of the most creatively flawless names I've ever known. But after a while, Goldie turned white, so I renamed it Rainbow because I thought it was cool he could change colors. I learned 13 years later from my marine biology teacher that Goldie/Rainbow was probably diseased, which makes the color change less exciting. We eventually gave them away to my mom's friend and they died. But that's all besides the point. My parents got me an army of fish and a dog I named Scruffy, but that was it. I wasn't able to crack them any further than that. And believe me, I tried. My parents had to become stone-faced, emotionless soldiers to keep my non-stop beseeching for more creatures at bay. After they got me a dog, I was pretty satisfied for about a year and a half until I decided I wanted a mouse. Something about their cute little faces and how they crawl with their cute little feet and their freaking ears made me obsess over having one, and my parents got to hear all about it. I asked my parents for a mouse for years, promising how I'd take care of it and blah blah blah, the whole thing. My mom pretty much hates rodents because she thinks their tails are weird, so there was no budging on that one. She tried to get me to stop by saying, "Alright, you can get a mouse, but we'd have to get rid of Scruffy." Which is obviously a bad bang for your buck. No, what? No way, nuh-uh. I'd never get rid of Scruffy, he's my pal for life. But not gonna lie, after hearing that response over 10 times, I started kinda considering it. I wasn't ever actually gonna do it. I was just getting desperate, alright? When I was 10, I wrote on my Christmas wish list that I wanted a mouse because I thought for some reason I'd foiled their plans and found a loophole. Ha! You can't override the power of the holy Christmas spirit. Christmas morning rolled around and I ran into the living room where all the presents were to not only find no mouse, but a computer mouse.
Nice salt in the wound there, Mom. I got my hopes up way too high. My disappointment was immeasurable, and my Christmas was ruined. I did get a computer though, so that was cool. After my parents endured 5 years of me asking for a mouse, I read this book series called Maximum Ride, which was about these teenagers who had bird wings and were on the run to not get captured by the scientists who wanted to keep experimenting on them. It was my favorite book series as a kid, and it made me really like birds, which resulted in the next animal obsession. I swear to God, if I hear one more mention of a mouse again, I'm gonna—
Mom, can we get a yellow-naped Amazon parrot?
Yes, I started loving birds back when I was in 6th grade. Everyone say a big thanks to James Patterson for creating this bird-obsessed monster. At the time, I wanted one of the big boy birds. A yellow-naped Amazon parrot, to be exact. I would spend hours just watching all the YouTube videos I could find of them and sending them to my parents like, Look how great they are! You totally want one now, don't you, after watching one play in a box and sing Old MacDonald? This was a whole new type of fixation. I mapped out on the ground where the cage could go with tape, Googled where Amazon parrot breeders were near me. I made multiple PowerPoint presentations for my parents on why they should let me get a parrot. It was intense, and the pressure was on. My mom was even like, so how about that mouse? But no, Mom, that ship has sailed. Now I want a 15-inch parrot that lives for 80 years. They started telling me, you can get a bird when you move out. And from then on, it was my goal to get out of my parents' house as soon as I could. Obviously, I never got a yellow-naped Amazon parrot, but I never really got out of my bird phase because I've got this thickums right here. I was pretty self-aware that asking for a parrot was a long shot, so even though I still wanted a bird, I dialed back my animal requests, and when I was 14, I started really liking flying squirrels. They were my favorite animal for a while, and that's when I realized people can have them as pets. Sugar gliders.
Mom, can we—
Sugar glider, add that one to the list. I don't think I actually bothered my parents too much about getting flying squirrels as much as the mouse and parrot, but I know they knew I wanted one. And I knew they were gonna say no. So I guess I just kept that one a bit more internal. During the summer, we would visit my family in Canada, and my cousin Peyton was really obsessed with ferrets at the time. So we would spend literally entire days on the computers together, researching ferrets and flying squirrels, and Amazon parrots, because they were still my #1 obsession, let's not forget. We wrote down general facts we learned in Word documents, planned out how to care for them, added up how much money they cost, including cages, food, bedding, etc., etc. We were the same amount of obsessed. It was a lot of fun, actually. We bonded a lot during those times, and she's still one of my best friends. She also never got a ferret, so sad times there. Peyton also got a rat named Lola, and that made me really want a rat. Which, of course, meant
Mom!
Lola was so sweet and smart, and I always wanted to play with her. But that's also true with almost anyone's pets. If I come over to your house and you have any type of pet, I will be personally offended if you don't let me play with it for at least 3 hours. So I did have a small point where I was asking if my parents would let me have a rat, and my mom was like, nope, and I'd be all, but what about the time you were gonna let me get a mouse because I was asking for a parrot? And she would say, nope, that ship has sailed. Touché, mother. During 10th grade, I was also starting to really like raccoons. I thought they were sneaky and cool, and I googled if people had them as pets as a random, not serious thought. But surprise, surprise, some people do have raccoon pets. Just kidding, they rip up couches and dig holes in walls, and I'm not that devoted to raccoons. But I still dreamed about having a raccoon buddy someday. Finally, I graduated from high school and moved into a dorm in college that didn't allow pets, which was torture for me. I waited all this time to move out, and I'm still not able to bring a horde of mice, rats, birds, sugar gliders, and maybe a raccoon into the rooms. But YouTube started kicking off shortly after, and I moved back in with my parents to pursue that. Flash forward a bit, and I was finally able to get Ari. After 10 years of wanting a bird, I'd finally done it. And what a gander he is. Was he worth the wait? No, he's a dumb bird. You're good. You're a good bird. I'm not currently looking to get any more animals right now, even though I really want them. I have Ari, and he's already enough of a handful, so I can't commit to anything else right now. I am gonna get a dog eventually, that's a promise. And I do really like reptiles, so I've done my fair share of research on skinks, but that's only a 30% chance to actually happen. I haven't really grown out of my animal phase. I've just become a mix of that and my parents, still hopelessly entranced by creatures, but also being the one who has to tell myself no because I have other stupid responsibilities. Hopefully when I have kids, they won't be as animal obsessed as I am, because I don't think I have the strength my parents had to be able to say no to any animals they ask for. Thank God my parents were responsible and never got me animals just because I asked for them. Otherwise, I'd be living in a zoo. Now, I know you guys, and this is absolutely gonna trigger a bombardment of tweets to me with pictures of the pets you have, and all I can say to that is, bring it on. It took a while, but the Ari bags and a lot of other new things are now being sold on the shop, so you might be interested in some of that. I'm sorry it took a while to get finished, but I hope you like the stuff. That's all I want to say for now. Yeah, bye. In October, I went on the first vacation I've been on with my family in years. My dad works super hard all the time, so normally it would be either my brother, mom, and me, or just me and my mom, and even those vacations became pretty sparse. It's been over 10 years since we've all had a family vacation, and all of a sudden we have a week to be squished together in a foreign country. So how'd this one go? Day 1. We arrived at the Tokyo airport after a nice and easy 11-hour flight and got off the plane like, wow, I can't believe we finally made it. We've been planning and looking forward to this trip for almost a year, and it's finally happening. How do we get out of here? We walked around the airport for 2 hours trying to figure out what we had to do, which train we had to get. We lost Dad for like half an hour in the sea of Asians. I'd already expected the worst and thought he was dead, but no worries, turns out he wasn't taken out by the Japanese mafia. My mom had to get train tickets and he had to take care of the luggage, so we split up and planned to meet at a ticket counter, but little did we know there were 2 of them on opposite ends of the floor, and as the stereotype goes, they looked exactly the same. So my parents were just grumbling and waiting for each other to show up at the opposite ticket stand with no method of communication because we didn't have Wi-Fi yet. After figuring that out and getting to the Tokyo station, we had to use the subway to get to our hotel. None of us grew up in the city, and using the subway was new to us, so we had to look at the train station map to see what to do, and is this the Windows 98 pipe screensaver? What is this? Props to people who use the Metro daily, or even just know how to figure that stuff out, because that's like a whole Bill Gates secret code, and the consequence of making a mistake is paying to be plopped in an area you never wanted to be at in the first place. We didn't even know how to start reading the map, so my dad resorted to the only logical option. Do you speak English? Do you speak English? Konnichiwa. Please, help us.
英語話せるわけねえじゃねえか、外人のバカ。迷子になれ。
A good 90% of the time we were lost and not knowing where to go, so my dad would keep walking up to random Japanese people and trying to communicate with them in English, even though we were in a country that doesn't speak English. And when they obviously wouldn't understand, he would just try to say it all again, but slower. Like that was gonna make a difference. But we found a guy named Paul who helped us out. Thank you, Paul. Konnichiwa. Japan is super different from the States. I didn't really know what to expect, but my mom and I were super hyped after experiencing and learning about the culture. Dad and Jax, not so much, but they liked the food. So here's what happened. First morning, woke up early to do a Tokyo bus tour. This time, after our best friend Paul taught us the ropes, we were experts at navigating the subway. We got on the wrong train. We stopped at a cafe for breakfast, and it was at that point where I realized I wasn't going to be able to use the image translation app I downloaded to try and make communication easier while we were there. It would have been super awesome to just hover the camera over the Japanese symbols and have the phone immediately be like, hey, this is what this says, but it wasn't working the way I thought it would. I don't speak Japanese, but I'm pretty sure they weren't selling a surprised egg topped with the first time in fabric. His wife. I don't think that's a thing. Who married an egg and why is she so surprised? The tour was fun. We went to a forest with some shrines, saw some sumo wrestlers, went up the Tokyo Tower. Pretty cool Asian stuff. Second day, we walked on Japan's big famous crosswalk that looks like the B-movie's traffic system. Pressed F for the dog that waited 9 years for his dead owner to return from the train station. I love you, Hachiko. Went to a hedgehog cafe. Got on the wrong train. Mega Donuki! Spent way too much money at the Pokemon Center. Won nothing at a big arcade. And then collapsed into bed. I should probably slow things down a bit so you can really take in. Day whatever! Wrong train! Rice triangles! Tiny banana snack! My brother said it tasted weird. Walking tour! Oh god, my legs hurt! More noodles! Went to sleep. We had another bus tour around Kyoto, and one of the stops was this 1,000 golden statues temple that was really cool, and we learned about a bunch of gods, one of which I, a Pokemon master, already recognized since it was the inspiration behind Thundurus.
Another one of the stops on the bus tour was this temple called Kiyomizu-dera. And there's a whole backstory to this place where some people would do this thing called taking the plunge, which was seen as a bold and desperate, extreme wish-making act. So it's simple. What you do is jump off the 43-foot temple balcony and not die. That's literally it. I'm not joking. In the Edo period, people believe that if they put their lives in the hands of Kannon, the god of mercy, you'd be granted a wish, given you don't die, because he doesn't give wishes to corpses. During that time, 200 people jumped, and 85% of them survived, which I'd say is actually a pretty good ratio. One woman apparently even jumped twice. Hey, my wish didn't come true. Well, I guess I jump again! Well, they don't let you do that anymore. Which I think is fair, I guess. Anyway, that wasn't even where I was going with that place. There's this little shrine area at the foot of the temple with 3 waterfalls, each representing either longer life, wisdom, or love. And if you drink from one of them, it's believed that you'd be granted that particular category in life. But you only get 1 drink. Thirsty hoe. So I go up there with my long cup on a stick you get, and was watching what everyone else was doing. They would get the water in the cup, wash one hand at a time, then pour some water into one hand to drink from, and let the rest drip into the pool below. Anyway, cutting to the chase, basically, you're in the presence of some pretty intense wisdom right now. Also, there wasn't any place to dry your hands afterwards, so I got wisdom water all over my pants. After that, we saw the 1,000 red gates. You're allowed to walk under them, but apparently it takes like 3 hours to get through them all, and we didn't have that time, so we walked under like 10 and called it a day. After waking up with some French toast that was lightly dusted with a pound of sugar, my mom and I went to the Studio Ghibli Museum. I can't express how incredible that place was. I would recommend it to anyone who has an appreciation for Ghibli, or animation, or art, or anything. I'd show you how mesmerizing it is in there, but there's no filming or photos allowed inside, so no spoilers here. I'm a child of the law. But I did snag this picture of the kids' play area because I thought it was adorable, and sometimes you just gotta break the rules when it's important, okay? We went to a conveyor belt sushi place, and Mom had never been to one before, so she got overwhelmed and just immediately grabbed like 5 random things. I've been to one once before, but my skills aren't anywhere near coordinated, so when I tried to put the wasabi bowl back, I ended up clogging a bunch of plates and ruining a section of the sushi harmony and just being really obnoxious, and I felt really bad. The next day we almost got on the wrong train. The wisdom juice is kicking in. We went to this famous Sega arcade with 8 floors. That was immensely intimidating. You know how you go to an arcade and there's always some Asian kid who's an absolute god at a game, and there's a little crowd watching because it's so mesmerizing and we're all pathetic? This is their hive. This is the enlightenment mountain they climb for 80 years and consume nothing but tears of tigers. Car racing, combat games, even the children were getting spit out the womb playing like monks. Look at this guy. I don't know what game this is or the objective here, but the aura around him is screaming, "Leave here and never come back, unworthy rat." We were also introduced to this dance game I've never seen before called Dance Rush Stardom. It's like DDR, but with less arrows and 100% more late 90s Melbourne shuffling. My brother and I tried to play it, and it felt like the whole country was like, oh god, why are they here? They look Asian, but they're white as crackers. But we got a good kick out of it, so you know what, go konnichiwa yourself. Then we left and got on the wrong train. For the last night, we went to this robot show, and let me tell you, this place was insane. So the main attractions of the place are these giant flashy robots and stuff. But I gotta talk about these drinks and light bulbs they were selling. They were crazy with all their blinking colors and such. It was like a little rave in a cup. Like, dude, who comes up with this stuff? Benjamin Franklin wishes he did, I'll tell you that. You got to choose from like 4 drink choices, but most of them were alcohol, so I got this peach juice instead. I'm legally allowed to drink now, but I'm not the biggest fan, and who knows how outrageous the drink would have looked if I was a bit tipsy. Anyway, definitely one of the most insane things I saw there, for sure. Top of the list of the entire show, nothing compares to the little light bulb. Japan was so much fun, and it's become one of my favorite memories with my family. But the thing is, when I started this script, I wanted to briefly mention what we did so I could talk about how much trouble I had getting back home, because that was a whole situation of classic Jaiden I thought you would enjoy. But here I am on page 4 of the script, and I haven't been able to talk about anything. I don't like breaking stories into different parts, but we're not animating a 20-minute video. I'd rather put my hands in the life of Kannon. Twice. So yeah, see you in a few weeks with that. Hey, thanks for watching. So a bunch has happened since the last video. YouTube Rewind was posted, so that's cool. And I was in it, so that's cool too. And then it became the most disliked video on YouTube right now.
very cool. I threw in a bunch of memes in my part because I speculated YouTube wasn't gonna do it themselves, and not to throw shade, but I was right. And people have been enjoying them. A lot. Like, my god, it blew up. People found the majority of them, but I thought I'd tell you the real answers. So everyone got the Sub to PewDiePie thing, and the Smash letter, and the Logan KSI fight. But I also had a book that said Sociopaths 101 on it that was too small for people to see. This little bonsai tree was a little tribute to the famous forest in Japan at the beginning of the year that someone did an oopsie in. And next to it is a little squirrel, because shout out to my buddy iDubbbz for his squirrel series this year. I just liked it a lot. Everyone thought this was a reference to Felix's bitch lasagna, but when I made it, it was the somebody touching my spaghetti meme, because that and Uganda Knuckles were the January memes of 2018. But it can be bitch lasagna too, I don't care. Things have been crazy because of Rewind, so thanks for enjoying my part. I wasn't expecting this response at all. I was just messing around and stuff, but hey, I'm not complaining. This whole ride has been super fun to be a part of. You guys are hilarious, and the memes from this have made me laugh so much, and I feel overly appreciated. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the memes. In a year, we get to see if I'm not allowed to be in Rewind again because of this. And if so, it was worth it. My mom put me in a lot of extracurricular activities when I was growing up, like I've mentioned before. And one I haven't talked about yet was the summer camp called Camp Operetta. When I was the ripe age of 8, my mom decided I wasn't enough of a versatile super child yet, and it was time for me to dip my toes into the showbiz puddle that is musical theater. I did piano and stuff, but I've never been interested in the performing arts. So when my mom asked me if I wanted to do this Camp Operetta thing during the summer, I was like, okay. Wait, what is this? Look, I just agreed with anything my parents told me as a kid. I didn't know I could actually have an opinion. I'm assuming that most of you don't know what Camp Operetta is because I googled it and got no results. To be fair, it was a one-off indie camp one of the local elementary schools just did. So, basically Camp Operetta was for young artsy theater kids and would start off by sitting in a group and reading a picture book. Then everyone works together to rewrite it into a musical play to perform in front of the parents at the end of the camp. And then what should the tiger say? Make him say the F word. Then we all get assigned roles for the play, write the music, and make the costumes and set. It was actually really fun, and I looked forward to it a lot. Also, when I say write music, I mean the teachers tell us how to play nursery songs on xylophones in those colored plastic tubes. We weren't dropping fire in 4th grade. The first year I did Camp Operetta, the book we were supposed to theaterize was... I can't remember. I just know it was about a bunch of animals in the jungle, and I wanted to land the role of cheetah because I thought cheetahs were cool. And obviously, I'm the best cheetah out of all you losers. She wasn't the main character, but I've never been a main character kinda guy. I'm the I can't cope with #1 spots because the expectation, spotlight, and stress is enough to break me kinda guy. So that's why I'm always happy to sit at, like, #2 in most things. It proves, hey, I'm talented and hardworking enough to land an important and high-up role, without complete judgment and pressure of being at the top with everyone waiting for you to mess something up. Bit of a depressing life hack for you guys. Spoiler alert, I nailed the audition and reeled myself in the role of cheetah. The catch was there were too many kids in the camp for the amount of characters in the play, so what the teachers decided we'd do was assign 2 people per character, and then halfway through the play, switch out casts. The girl who landed Cheetah 2 was this one girl who I don't remember the name of, but I thought she was super cool because she only had 1 arm. It's a good thing the teachers didn't care that the 2 kids who shared a role didn't have to look similar, because they'd either have to dye her hair dark brown and make her look Asian somehow, or chop one of my arms off. We made masks out of paper plates, painted a jungle scenery on big sheets of paper for the background. I think the costumes were made of paper too. Look, they didn't have much money. I remember one day I decided I wanted to bring my favorite stuffed animal to camp with me and show him off to the other kids. It was this stuffed mouse I got at a bookstore I named Raoul, spelled R-A-O-O-L-E, because that was 8-year-old me trying my best. I brought out Raoul during lunch/break time, and we all started playing with him. We stood in a big circle and tossed him hot potato style to each other, and after a few minutes of this, I went to go use the bathroom real quick. Raoul's always been really special to me because he was the first purchase I made completely on my own without my parents' permission. At the end of the school year, if you read enough books and took a little test to prove you read it, you'd get to go on a field trip to a bookstore. And I, being the bookworm I am, barely scraped in by reading the bare minimum amount of books to make it. In a desperate attempt to make the cut in time, I even requested a bunch of random book tests. In some miracle, I'd guess enough answers right to pass and get points for. It was pathetic, and it worked. Hell yeah, suckers! I totally earned this trip.
Woo! The purpose of the trip was for kids to get excited about reading and buy some books they'd read over summer break. So I walked around the bookstore, looked at the books that people were talking about, skimmed the new releases, and then bought a mouse because I don't like reading. And I was really excited about it because it was my first 100% own personal choice. I didn't have to go, "Mommy, can I get this?" I made my own decision with their money. Since that field trip, I took Raoul everywhere, and he's always been my favorite stuffed animal and super special to me. Hey, we ripped his foot off. So in the literal 2 minutes I was gone taking a pee, the kids got so rambunctious that they ripped Raoul's foot off and all the frickin' beans were spilling all out the gash hole. What the frick, you barbarians! I immediately put Raoul back in my bag, upside down so no more beans spilled out. But I wasn't really that upset about it. For some sixth sense reason while I was in the bathroom, I actually thought to myself, they're gonna rip him open somehow. And they did. I was cool, and we were all able to joke about it. The beans that spilled out looked like little eggs, so we were like, oh, he's laying eggs, oh. After camp, my mom was able to stitch him back up, too, so he's all good. Look, here he is, doing good. Anyway, we kept working on the play, finished getting the show set up, practiced our lines, and after a couple weeks, we were ready to perform in front of the parents. And I think it went really well. I honestly don't remember anything about it, but my parents are sending videotape footage they took of it, so here's some of that. But that's not the end of Camp Operetta. I went again next year, and this time we did a play on the rainbow fish. The story of a special fish with shiny rainbow scales, and no one wanted to hang out with him because he wouldn't give them what makes him special. And the only way he felt like he could be happy was to give away his specialness to the fish that only wanted to leech off his beauty. Setting aside the controversial morals of the book, we got to work turning it into a play. There weren't as many kids this year, so we didn't need to share roles. I ended up, again, with a semi-main character. The seahorse. Now, hardcore rainbow fish stans are probably saying, wait, there's no seahorse in that story. And you're right. As a group of kids, we decided to completely create a new character in the story because we liked seahorses. And that was the cohesive moral story about acceptance and loneliness. Can we add a seahorse? Make him say the F word! During the music learning part of the play, the teachers asked us who could play the piano because they wanted to assign someone the role of playing the Under the Sea melody from The Little Mermaid without botching it up. I, along with 3 other kids, raised our hands and we were taken to the piano to do a little musical audition. The other kids took turns playing Mary Had a Little Lamb and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I quickly realized I was overqualified for this part. When it was my turn to play, I sat down and played Pachelbel's Canon I memorized from my piano recital, like a show-off. That was the one time I realized I was the Asian kid in a scenario. I got the part. The night of the play, we got into our costumes. Mine was made out of a towel with the bottom rolled up to look like a seahorse tail. I thought the costume was actually really cool, but a problem arose when I was in the middle of my final lines in the performance. I had a solo part where I was supposed to build hype for the ending of the play, then raise my arms up at the end to deliver the lines that induced the big finale. But as I was saying my lines and getting ready to raise my arms up, I realized the bracelet I was wearing was caught on one of the towel strings. I started freaking out because this was the big finishing move for my character. It said in the script, "Seahorse raises both arms, blah 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 blah." This was the big moment, and it's gonna be ruined because my costume is a towel. I was wiggling my wrist in all directions and trying to get my arm free as time was ticking down quickly. Finally, I delivered the last line and could only raise up one arm. Like Cheetah 2. I remember feeling really stupid because no one raises one arm to do anything but ask to use the bathroom. Or be flamboyant. I felt like I ruined the big moment, but talking to my parents afterwards, they said they didn't notice, and looking back, it was probably a much bigger deal in my 9-year-old head than it actually was. I still feel like that was one of my biggest failures in life, though. See, that's exactly why I don't like main roles in anything. A prime example of self-fulfilling prophecy. And that was my time in Camp Operetta. No, I didn't do it a 3rd year because they didn't have enough money or participants, so they had to shut it down. I told you they didn't have much money. You will be forever missed, Camp Operetta. You made my summers more fun, and my Raoul's foot all janky. Who knows if I would have became a theater kid if Camp Operetta never shut down. But either way, I'm not doing any of that stuff now. I do drawings behind a screen. I mentioned it already, but just a reminder that there's still a few tickets left to see James, Tom, Ross, Aaron, and me frantically trying to draw and be funny at Scribble Showdown. They're selling out fast, so cop a tick if you really want to see it. You can go to scribbleshowdown.com to see which cities we're going to and on which dates. We hope to see you there, and I'm excited to win every show. Just wait. Thanks for watching the video. This is a warning. Don't trust anyone with your Raouls. They can and will rip their foot off. And stay away from bracelets when your shirt is a towel. Bye-bye.
Ari, do you know what today is? It's 1 week past your birthday! Yeah, I was planning on posting this on Ari's actual birthday, but the animation I was working on ended up being done that weekend, so I posted that instead, and don't give me that look. I'm gonna make it up to him by throwing him the best birthday celebration he's ever had in his life. Literally. Because he has nothing else to compare it to. He turned 1. I can't believe Ari's already a year old. He's growing up so fast. Seems like just yesterday he was still just a baby.
Ari, do you remember those days?
Do you know what birds look like when they're not weaned yet? Like when they don't have their feathers? Spoiler, helpless bags of flesh and a beak. But they get cute. Birds have the best puberty. Nothing else in the world can go from like a 1 to a solid 12 in a matter of months. Do you want to see Ari's baby pictures? Oh, look at you! I just realized I'm being such a parent and showing baby pictures to all your friends and making you embarrassed. But how can I not? So what I wanted to do was bake Ari a cake, but birds shouldn't really have dairy, so I tried to Google if there were bird cakes, and all I found were these seed things, so that's what we're doing, I guess.
Okay, so there's 2 that I want to try out, and I'll start with this first one. It kinda looks like a cake. I mean, I don't know. It uses yarn, but I don't have yarn, so we're not doing that. There's also this like thing at the top that says, motherhood is an amazing journey. It's something, get it now. And I read it as, motherhood, get it now. Thanks, but I'm good for now. Okay, so it says the supplies is day-old bread, nothing but the best for Ari, peanut butter, and bird seed. And I don't have bird seed, so I'm just gonna use these like seed balls that he likes and just like crush them into their original form. It also says that you need a heart-shaped cookie cutter, but I looked and we don't have a heart-shaped cookie cutter. All I found was this like Santa, I think it's supposed to be, so we're doing birthday Santa. Did that work? Oh, that didn't work. Maybe if I just, okay, you can just rip it off. Pro tip, life tip, and then there's your, there's your birthday Santa. I freaking love peanut butter. All right, so that looks good, I think. As good as it's gonna get. So now we're gonna crush up the bird seed. Do I have a masher? I don't know if this is gonna work, but this is made for potatoes, so it must work with seeds. Oh, that was so efficient. Holy crap. Look how good that is. I surprised myself. And you sprinkle on that magic. And there you go. Perfect! That's exactly what I was going for. If someone brought that to me on my birthday, I'd be like, how do you know this is exactly what I wanted? I wanted to try this no-bake cookie recipe, it says, as well. It says it's for squirrels and birds. I don't have a squirrel, but if you do, then keep watching, I guess. Okay, so for this one, it says you need more peanut butter, rolled oats, some walnuts, and I noticed that they had a missed opportunity to call them walnuggets, but whatever. And it says yellow cornmeal. Now, I didn't have any of this in my pantry, so I had to go out and buy this huge thing of cornmeal. This is the smallest container I could find. It's like this huge, it's a 1 pound thing of cornmeal, and I'm never gonna probably ever use it again. There's recipes on the back, and it says cornmeal mush. That is one attractive food name if I do say so myself. All right, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. There's got to be a more efficient way of doing this. If there is one, I don't know it. 2 tablespoons of oats. 1, 2, and add the walnuggets. It says 2. Make sure they're really like small, so I'll have to crunch them. Look at this huge knife. Did you know that walnuts are one of the most healthy nuts you can have? They're high in omega-3s and manganese, and I think it's copper as well. They're good at treating diabetes and cancer. So if anyone says, Jaiden, do you have any life tips? Eat some walnuts. It'll save your life. Or at least enhance the quality of it. Walnuts are so great. Ari should be thanking me. Nutrition is important, kids. 2 tablespoons of walnuts. I bought all this cornmeal. I only need a tablespoon. Stirring this mixture around. It's kind of clumpy. Did anyone watch Blue's Clues as a kid? And then like the salt and pepper guys would be like, mixa, mixa, mixa. That's what I feel like right now. Oh shoot, it said to microwave the peanut butter. I wonder if it's too late for that now. You know what? I'll take my chance. That really didn't do much. Wasted 20 seconds of my time. And then it says just scoop them into little balls. It feels like sand. What if I just gave it to Ari like this? Here you go, buddy. Happy birthday. It's really hard to like squish them into... What if I made it into cubes? Be rebellious like that? You thought I was gonna follow the recipe? Nope. That's all I'm doing for now. I want to arrange it all pretty like... Kind of looks like a satanic ritual. Happy birthday to you. Ah! Ooh. Do you like it? Leave us alone. We're having a birthday party. Sparks Relix or whatever it was. Come on. Try it. I spent all this time. You know, this is all kind of like just normal edible food, so I'm kind of curious if it's actually good. I mean, it's just peanut butter and oats. It's what you would expect. I forgot the bread was a day old. Honestly, it's not bad. You're being a brat. People are gonna say, Jaiden, you ate bird food. It's seeds and peanut butter and bread. Come on.
You know, Ari's a simple bird. He doesn't need all this fancy seed stuff to have a good birthday treat. What makes him happy is fruit.
Cut up some fruit, and I know he'll like this instead. Like, he's already so excited. He's like, oh my god, fruit. Here's an apple. Yeah, that's much better, isn't it? And then strawberries. He likes to just eat the seeds off the... Oh, a bad example. I was gonna say he likes to just like pick the seeds off the top first, but just gotta make a liar out of me. I always just give it to him in cubes, but I kind of want to know what he does if I just give him the whole apple. Well, Ari eats that. I also got a dragon fruit. I've never had dragon fruit, but it looks beautiful. Now, I've also seen that the flavor's like underwhelming and kind of like not that good, but I'm gonna be the judge of that. I don't know how to cut it, so I think I'm just gonna slice right through it. Look at that! That's so pretty! Beautiful. I actually think Ari would like this a lot because it's got like seeds in it and he loves seeds. So I'm gonna let him eat it first because it's his birthday. He went around the edge. Wanna try some? Oh, he's a bit scared. He's like, the frick is that, Jaiden? Last chance. It's got seeds. I think you'd like it. Just give it a shot. So, it's okay. The little seeds kind of taste, they remind me of sesame seeds, which is, it's okay. It's like sesame with a little bit of sweetness. It's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't buy it again, and it definitely wasn't worth $6, might I add. Blackberries are his favorite, but I hate giving them to him because what he does is he rips them up and flings all the juice and seeds all over the place. Look at this wall. Are you happy with yourself, mister?
Actually, I'll let you in on a little secret. I don't know Ari's gender. Okay, so here's the thing, alright? For birds, well, at least for green-cheeked conures, which is what Ari is, the only way you can really tell if they're a boy or a girl is to get a DNA test. There's literally no other difference, unless it's too late and you've got a bunch of eggs all over the place. And a test costs $25. So you know what? Ari doesn't need some test to tell him her what they are. Whatever label it wants to give itself, I will love her no matter what. As Bill Nye says, gender is a spectrum. It's 2017, we're a progressive era. You know that meme where it's like, I identify as an attack helicopter? Ari can literally be that if he wants. I see people asking me all the time, wait, is Ari a boy? What's Ari's gender? First of all, hasn't Tumblr taught you that gender is irrelevant? And second, all of them. We don't assume here. So Jaiden, since Ari's all grown up, have you taught him any tricks? Psh, yeah, of course.
Go potty. Good bird.
Ari doesn't have any friends except me, so I can't throw him a birthday party, but he loves taking baths, so we're gonna throw him a birthday shower. Sounds lame, but it's not, okay?
Have you ever seen a bird take a bath? Did you enjoy that? You look like a drowned rat. Yay! I would say that's a successful bath.
You know what Ari also likes to do? Push everything they can off tables and counters. Look.
There's water in there. I gotta clean this up. Oh, look at...
I hope you had a good birthday, dude. You're officially 1 year old now. People always Google what rights you get when you turn like 18 or 21. Well, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. If you were a human, you'd be standing up on your own. Here's to another year. Jaiden, I thought Ari was a doggo. Here's the thing. We don't assume species either. Just let Ari be Ari. That's all that matters. I just recently realized that the majority of my school days are over. I don't know about anyone else, but I used to think to myself, ugh, school's never gonna end. 12 years plus college is so long to spend just in school. And now, all of a sudden, it's practically over. And it's like, what happened? Wait, I'm not ready to be an adult yet. And you know what else is scary? I don't remember pretty much anything I learned from grade 6 up. It's just a jumble of English papers and random history I didn't care about. Kind of makes you question the education system when you think about it. So I don't remember a lot of the things I studied during school, but I do have a lot of dumb, random memories that I, for some reason, haven't forgotten about over the years. For example, in first grade, I lost my front left tooth in the middle of class and started bleeding all over the place. And the teacher had to stop in the middle of class to get me a tissue and one of those little teeth envelopes to hold the tooth I just spat out. I don't know if schools still use those, but they were the funniest concept to me. Like, you come home, oh mom, you got mail. Oh, what is it? Oh, it's not much, it's just my freaking gross saliva-covered baby tooth I ripped out of my head in the middle of school. Does school still do this? I don't know. I hope so. Oh, Jaiden, that's a funny memory. I bet you don't remember what you were learning about while you bled on everything. Nope, you're wrong. We were learning about emperor penguins. Thanks for remembering all those important details, brain. Appreciate ya. I also remember everyone in school kind of fit into a category. Athletes, popular kids, nerds, anime nerds, emos, you name them. What kind of kid was I in school? You guessed it! The quiet one who never talked at all. Growing up, I was a shy, quiet person, and I always only had 1 or 2 friends in a class, if any. I mean, I'm still pretty reserved, but I mean, that's not the point. I was so shy that one time my nose started bleeding randomly in the middle of a class, and I was too quiet to get up and excuse myself to go to the bathroom or the nurse. So I silently just raised my hand, waiting to get permission to leave. And you know what happened? The teacher took 5 minutes to call on me. I spent 5 minutes panicking, trying my best not to bleed on anything. Looking back, there was a lot of blood involved in these memories. One time a teacher asked the class a question, and a few people raised their hand, but as he was looking around the room, we made eye contact. Oh god. Jaiden! Crap. Everyone knows if you don't want to be called on, don't make eye contact. It's school 101. I don't know. He went on to someone else who had their hand raised, which he should have done in the first place. If someone doesn't have their hand raised, it means they don't have the answer. Don't be mad when you call on someone without their hand raised and they don't have an answer. So he continued his lecture, and I started calming down from the surprise spotlight. But a few minutes later, he had another question. Can anyone define a peninsula? Oh, I know what a peninsula is, but I don't know how to describe it, so I won't raise my hand. Jaiden! What? Are you actually trying to give me a seizure? I don't... Do you know? No, but... No, well, I mean, yes, I know what it is. Then he yelled, "Then tell me!" The class laughed because he was being sarcastic. I thought it was funny too, but for some reason I almost started crying. He didn't call on me the rest of the year. Alongside being the shy girl, I was also known as being the art kid. I think everyone who's artsy in school can relate. Whenever someone found out you like to draw, it would immediately turn to, "You like to draw? Can you draw me?" And the answer would always be, anyway, like the nice way of saying, haha, that's a silly question. No, of course I don't want to draw you. And several years later to this day, people are still asking me if I would draw them things. And the answer is still, no. In my middle school art class, on the last day of school, we had a little celebration end-of-the-year art competition. Not a drawing contest, but who's the most passionate about art and is most likely going to do something with it in their life and not just drop it and get a day job sitting in a cubicle all day. Contest. Me, having pretty much zero self-confidence, already accepted the fact that someone else would get it. I wasn't sad or anything. I just knew in my head people weren't going to vote for me because, 1, I never really talked to people, and it was a class vote, and 2, I don't know, I just didn't think I was good enough. But to my surprise, I actually won! I was so startled when the teacher called my name, like, what? Me? Are you sure you don't want to count the votes again? Kathy's pretty good. Everyone likes Kathy. Frickin' Kathy. Then high school happened, and I met my high school art teacher. This guy was... I don't know how to describe him. I've never met someone so... psychopathic. To start, he had this obsession with Pirates of the Caribbean, and even though there's nothing wrong with that, I mean, everyone has their fandoms. He would sit back at his desk and blast different remixes of the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack. Even when we were all trying to draw, he would hop up onto desks and scream, "Swing your sword!" while whirling around a golf club with a paintbrush taped to the end of it. No one knew what he meant. We didn't question anything. He hung a pirate flag on the emergency fire sprinkler. A bit of a safety hazard if you ask me, but again, no one questioned him. And one time on a random day of class, "Arrgh! Draw me!" He burst through the door dressed up completely like a pirate, screaming in people's faces and running around like a crackpot. I didn't take his class anymore. But that was not the end of Mr. Captain Jack Sparrow. Nope. You know why? Because he was one of the tennis coaches. Yep. And you all know who was on the tennis team. It wasn't that bad because he coached the boys' team. His ex-wife coached the girls. She got fired later on for sleeping with the track teacher. But this story isn't about her. So he'd be there while we were on the next court with our own drills. And one practice, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden he got super hyped out of nowhere and started yelling and making a commotion. And we all kind of just stopped and looked over at him like, okay, what's he doing? And then he started yelling, "I'm gonna jump over the net!" And the rule of tennis for everyone out there is, don't jump over the net. We were all just standing there like, what the heck is going on? And then he started running to actually do it. And you know what happened? He safely jumped over the net. Wrong. His foot caught the top of it, and it slingshotted him face first into the concrete. This is why you don't jump over the net. You need to take him to the doctor. And she's like, nah, he's fine. Like, no, seriously, he could have a concussion. That was a hard hit. He's alright. He'll shake it off. Dude, so his ex-wife took him to the doctor, and we all just stood around for a while. I don't think he had a concussion, but he did get 2 black eyes and had to wear sunglasses in class for like a month. And that was cool for me. There you go. Hey dudes! It's been a while since I've talked to you. Sorry I took so long getting this video out. I'm gonna start uploading more frequently now, so yeah. I wanted to let you know real quick before the recording bloopers, there's new t-shirt designs in the shop now, so you might want to check those bad boys out. Yeah. I always record in my closet, and Ari's in here with me. You got anything to say, Ari? Quack? Okay, So yeah, see you later, alligator. Quiet person. And I always only had one, and I was so shy that, oh, my neck popped. Which he should have done in the first, Ari. Which he should have done in the, god dang it. I think that actually helped me continue doing art, actually. Wait. Quack, quack.
As a kid, I played a lot of DS games. I would be excited to go to the store with my mom while she ran errands just to be able to look at the games in the video game section, and some days, if I was lucky, she would let me get one. Since I didn't know anything about game reviews or top sellers as a kid, I would often choose games based on the cover art and nothing else, like a shallow commoner. So the day I saw this epic-looking dinosaur with flames on it, I knew it was dinosaur gamer time. I had a flashback to when I played this game called Fossil Fighters the other day. I don't remember anything about it other than the fact I just played it a little as a kid and there were cool dinosaurs. And I think I got stuck at the beginning and never finished it. I haven't heard anything about it since, and I'm surprised I was even able to scrounge around and dig up that old dusty memory. I decided to play it and see what Fossil Fighters was really like, because something in my mind told me it was worth revisiting. You boot up the game and the intro... Oh, that's familiar. When did this game come out? Yeah, alright, okay. Anyway, I'm not saying anything, let's just start the game. We're not even 5 seconds in. I'm ready for an epic dinosaur adventure. Hell yeah. Play alone? Sure, yeah, if that's how you're gonna phrase it. The game opens up with you on a boat talking to the captain about starting your journey to become a fossil fighter on Vivisaur Island, where you dig up fossils, revive them, and then the natural next step of fighting them against each other. Also, I guess I'm a boy. Oh man, I'm excited to start working to become a world-renowned fossil fighter. I'm ready for the grind, the blood, sweat, and tears, hours, days, weeks of honing my skills and training my Vivisaurs to the best of their ability. I'm gonna give it my all and... Is that what I look like? No time to get stalled on comedically questionable character designs. I've gotta get Vivisaur finding ASAP. I'm off! Look at me go! They've even supplied me with a map of all the important buildings on the island. We've got the hotel, the fossil stadium, the fountain, Beth. Dr. Diggins is the main Vivisaur scientist / researcher on the island, and he tells me about fossil reviving and fighting. Apparently, you only need a Vivisaur's head fossil to be able to fight with it. Oh, you're saying I can't have a dinosaur with just legs? Just watch me! Let me revive them legs! They'll kick your ass! He gives me my first fossil to clean and teaches me the basics. The hammer breaks up the rock, the drill gets the finer details, and you can blow into the microphone to blow off the dust particles. After hearing that part, I had to run a quick scientific test. Yep, screaming works just as well. You find fossils at designated areas of the island you travel to. Greenhorn Plains is the only one open to me right now because I'm just a teeny tiny baby level 1 fighter. I'm no soy boy. I left my friends and family to live alone in a hotel on Dinosaur Land. Watch me dig up this fossil like a pro and I'll show you who's the... Oh, what the? Oh, this area is blocked off because there's super mega rare fossils over there and you'll only let me pass by giving you all my dino medals, which are the only devices used to show you're a fossil fighter and have access to your Vivisaurs? No, I'm not stupid. I know a sketchy situation when I see one. Fine, take him, let me in there, but not because you fooled me. I just have nothing better to do. That guy stole my dino medals, and also there's nothing but trash here. God damn, I knew it! Hey! You get further in the game and learn about this evil organization called the BB Bandits, who are causing trouble and steal a sacred artifact from the Dig-a-Dig tribe's pyramid. Oh, sorry. Dig-a-Dig-a-mid. Some high-leveled fossil fighter went in there to find them, but hasn't come out yet, so the tribe wants to send backup. Yeah, I guess Rosie and I can help you out with that. We'll just head on in there. Oh, what you doing there? Those are some deep hip swings you got going on. Whoa, jeez! You can't just... Dude, she's dead. Well, I guess now it's just me going into this stupid dark digi-mid. I'm always the one having to fix all this frickin'... Oh, found him. Guys, I found the BB dudes. See right there, so I see him. There's a weird dog and some pointy-nosed free... Ah! Well, that didn't go to plan. I didn't... Oh my god, it's Rihanna! And that's where the game ends. Forever trapped in the basement of a Digga-Digga-Mid. Just kidding. But I'm not joking to tell you I did have to look up a walkthrough because I couldn't figure out the dang puzzle to get out. But I defeated the BBs with my strong Vivisaurs and got this tacky idol. Yay. I'll just put that there. The game continues and you have more encounters with the BB bandits. Collect more weird idols the game doesn't even really think are cool either. Meet other people whose names are all just puns of their character. It's a bit of a grind to go out and dig fossils and then bring them back to clean only for the chance of getting a fossil you need. But I think I'm kinda getting the hang of it now. One thing that even after going through hours of the game I just couldn't get was the Vivisaur type advantages and disadvantages. Air, earth, fire, and ground. And neutral, but those guys are lame. Apparently, fire beats earth beats air beats water, and water beats fire. None of that makes sense to me besides the water and fire one, and I couldn't remember the chart for the life of me even after putting 25 hours into the game. I eventually was able to remember air is good against water, but only because I would just think of this. Rosie gets kidnapped, and after rescuing her, you learn the police chief is the BB bandit boss, so I think you guys are gonna need to do something about that. Then Rosie asks you to meet her at the park at night. She talks about how she was trying to act tough when she was kidnapped, but was genuinely scared and didn't know what was gonna happen to her, and she was so relieved to see me when I came to rescue her. She's thankful for all the times I've saved her, from the guy who scammed her and stole her dino medals, from when she was struck by lightning, from a pit of man-eating sharks. I'm not joking. Then she asks if I hate her by now because of all the trouble she's caused for me. Yes. Alright, so I thought this game would pull one of those, oh Jaiden, now's not the time to make jokes, haha. But if you tell Rosie you hate her, she genuinely gets upset and there's no redos. Oh, that's good stuff right there. By this point in the game, you've been having random encounters with this mystery girl named Duna. I don't know what her deal is, but she looks like Zelda. I've become a tough level 6 fighter by now, so I'm allowed to go to Mount Lava Flow, which is literally just a volcano. They're allowing a child to go jump into an active volcano. So you're feeling all high and mighty at this point. Look at me, I have permission to dig up fossils in a volcano. Hee hee hee. And there's a giant meteor in the way. Well, it was worth a try. Oh, hey, Duna, what are you doing here? I was just... Whoa! Oh, that was amazing. Thanks, Duna. I'll just be on my way. Duna... Thanks, Duna. I really owe you one. I'm on a mission from the professor to gather up all these weird, tacky idols because we think there's some mysterious power they have, and you're evil. Give me the idols! No! Give me the idols! No! Wait, you're a dinosaur now? Wait, we're fighting? Haha! Maybe now you'll think twice before challenging me, the almighty level 6 fossil fighter. Oh, shit! So you save Duna and she thanks you and apologizes for thinking all humans were pathetic and selfish and an evolutionary mistake. A bit harsh, but I guess she apologized. She then explains how she's not human and in fact Dinorian, and her king is planning to destroy all humanity and take over the planet. Wait, what? Wait, now we're in space? What is happening to this storyline? I thought I was just gonna beat up dinosaurs. So Dino, the Dinorian king, is like, I will kill all humans and take over your planet. And Dune is like, no, don't! We were wrong about humans. They're actually not stupid like we thought. And Dino's all, I'm not listening to you. So I beat him in a fossil fight. And he changes his mind and is like, humans are intelligent. I was wrong. And then this guy Raptin comes in and is like, I will continue the king's plans! And presses the kill humans button. And Duna and Dino's all, no! And I'm still just standing there with my dumb face. So bada bing, bada boom, now this Gun Nash guy is coming to eat the earth. Oh, so this is my problem now. Jaiden, this teleporter will teleport you to Gun Nash. You're the most skilled fossil fighter we've got, so you're gonna have to fossil battle Gun Nash's 3 brains. It won't be easy, but you have to win. You can do it. Wait, so I'm gonna fight his brains? I'm going with him! I would like to go as well. Jaiden, we've gone through so much. Growing as fossil fighters together and going on so many adventures. You've saved me from so much and I owe you my life. It's time I step up. We can do this. Together. Yeah, I'm picking Duna. Sorry, Rosie, but you're pretty useless and Duna's cool. There's been so much talk and hype about the wrath of Gun Nash. He sounds terrifying. Now that I've got to fight his brains, I started getting curious about what he looks like since everyone fears him so badly. Oh. Well, I mean, that's a planet-eating mouth if I've ever seen one. You beat Gun Nash's brains and are supposed to be teleported out of there, but the teleportation malfunctions, and when you're beamed back to the lab, you realize Duna's been turned to stone with no way to be resurrected. No! It should have been Rosie! I was getting pretty bummed about that because I really like Duna a lot, but Chieftain Dig-a-Dig shows up and tells about a prophecy and the power of hip shaking, and if I shake my hips hard enough for Duna, she should be revived. I'm shaking my hips so hard for you, Duna. Oh my god, you don't even know! She's alive! My hips brought you back! Roll the credits. I loved Fossil Fighters way more than I thought I would. The game's charming and fun and just the right amount of self-aware to make it entertaining and funny, which I didn't expect at all. There were a few times where character dialogue actually made me laugh, and it was surprisingly packed full of story. I didn't even get to talk about half of what went on in the game. It's one of the only games I know that can have this type of graphics and animation, and somehow just make it work perfectly. It's not a video game monument or something to go down in history, but it doesn't take itself seriously and tries its best to make sure you'll have a good time and a few laughs while playing it. And I'm glad I was able to experience this weird game again.
PSA, I have to give literally the biggest thanks to Chicka Conroy for letting me use his modded 3DS so I can record the footage for the game. He's honestly the one who made this video possible. So thank you, dude. It's really appreciated. I've been really enjoying the animated video game content because I don't think anyone's really doing it, and I'm having a lot of fun making them. So I have a request. If you have a 3DS capture board from the maker Loopy, please send me an email and I'll happily pay you to send it over so I can keep making these videos, because without one, I can't record the footage. Also, please attach a video of the device working as well, so I know it works. I appreciate you supporting me with all the new stuff, and hopefully you stick around for some more. If I can get it, yes. Yeah, see ya. Thanks. It's that time of year again. Ari turns 3 this year, which means he'll be dead in approximately 27 years if all goes according to plan. The clock's ticking, Ari. When are you gonna get a job? But for now, we can just focus on giving him a good birthday. Since he's still just a wee lad, he hasn't accomplished much yet. And the world is full of amazing treasures to be experienced, like making friends, or, I don't know, going to a park.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, Ari, look at you go.
Wow, look at you!
There you go.
Now, wasn't that fun? Getting back to the making friends part, believe it or not, Ari's actually made another bird friend. He's not as socially inept as I thought, since he hates everything but bells and spaghetti. My buddies Jordan and Kelsey also have a bird named Baby Jim, so when the two of them met, they became instant best friends. They snuggle and get each other's pin feathers and poop on my computer together. They're practically inseparable, and it's frickin' adorable. Except for the double poop. That part is not as good. Since it's Ari's special day, I thought we could make a nice dinner for them to celebrate together. I invited Jordan, Kelsey, and Joel too, but Joel, you're uninvited because I forgot Ari doesn't like you. Careful. Ah! We got a bunch of party stuff, so Jordan, you're working on the spaghetti, so maybe Kelsey and I we can decorate the table.
Alright.
You got confetti. Want to sprinkle some on the table?
Well, I want to open it gently. I don't want it to just...
Kelsey!
No, you said. I think I got confetti in my eyes, guys. Aww.
You got a little heart.
Jordan, what's your spaghetti secret?
Garlic bread.
I got a lot of candles. They only came in packs of 24. Oh, it's the fanciest thing Ari's ever gonna be a part of. Oh, it's so cute! Ari. Oh, get on the table. Oh no!
You have confetti in your spaghetti.
Wanna see it? No, it's spaghetti. Oh sh! Oh no! You want spaghetti?
You have saucy feet. Oh, that's the good stuff, isn't it?
Oh, it's a good party after all.
Yeah. Oh, good boy.
Oh, it's like Lady and the Tramp.
He's got spaghetti on his wing. Right here.
Does he?
Yeah. I want to see what happens when the meat and
Oh, Ari just took the whole thing. Maybe it's time for cake. It's a bird cake. Want to know how I got the candle in? Oh, nope.
Can we pretend to eat it? Will he eat it?
Do you want to try and eat it?
It's like a UFO.
Hey. I'm not getting styrofoam. It's good.
Get a piece.
Oh my god.
See, now you like it.
Oh, see, it's good.
Look at Ari, he's got his piece too.
We could just pretend that they're eating right next to each other.
There you go.
What if we take the plate away? Maybe he doesn't like gay. Oh, there we go. Go get it. Get it, baby Jim. Get it, baby Jim.
Why is there a staple? Ari, why do you have a staple? Want the toy? Why are you on the floor? Come here. Where are you going?
He's gone.
Run. Bye, Ari.
Last year, we supported a local bird rescue with helping fund their renovations, which they were really thankful for. I followed up with Anika, who works there, and she said with the donations, they were able to revamp the electrical work and AC to be more stable, and are in the process of building more aviaries and a shed for extra storage. I was blown away with how much we were able to help, and I want to do something like that again this year. This time, I want to help out the Bird Gardens of Naples. They're a non-profit Florida-based organization that takes care of birds that need a home and prioritize education on general bird knowledge and care. They put a lot of time and effort into caring for the birds they have, and all the donations they receive get put back into the birds through vet bills, flight cages, toys, renovations. I asked them to set up a GoFundMe for this occasion, and if you donate at least $10 to it, you'll be entered into a raffle to win a special Ari's birthday shirt or an Ari plush. I'm giving away 20 shirts and 10 plushes, and they all come with a signed card. I've also donated $1,000 to the rescue as well. If you can't donate or want to do more, there's links on their website to volunteer, adopt or sponsor a bird, or just tour the sanctuary. I hope Ari enjoyed his birthday, even though he's a little brat poopy bite toddler. He's my buddy, and I love him very much. Hopefully we can celebrate by doing good things for the birds and eating spaghetti.